Well, no one told me we were starting early, but here we go. It's the Ballers and the Raptors here from Ogden, Utah. The first half is nearly halfway complete, and the Ballers are among the league's best teams. But earlier this week, Oakland dropped a series to Missoula after winning Game 1. If the Ballers want to grab one of two first-half playoff spots, they must keep winning. And after a Game 1 win against Ogden last night, the Ballers roll with Luke Short to try and clinch the series today. Good evening and welcome to Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Ogden Raptors for the second of a three-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Ballers poured it on late against the Raptors last night, but Ogden made things interesting in the ninth. In an 8-6 win for the Ballers, Connor Sullivan was called upon late to get the final out, and the Ballers won Game 1 here in the Beehive State of Utah. Here's the lineup for the Ballers in Game 2. They'll start with Trey Cobb, the shortstop, leading off. Isai Santos, the DH, bats second. Davis Druick, left fielder, hits third. Cam Buford, third baseman, cleans up. Christian Almanza, first base, hits fifth. Danny Harris, second baseman, batting sixth. Lou Helmick, the right fielder, bats seventh. Michael O'Hara, the center fielder, bats eighth. And Dylan Tatum, catcher, in the ninth spot. The pitcher today for Ogden is Miguel Hernandez. Sunday against Boise, an inning and a third, 3 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, 6 walks, 2 home runs allowed, a wild pitch, and 3 balks. Right-hander, 22-year-old from Batare, Venezuela, and Hernandez making his 4th start of the year. 7.71 ERA for the righty, 11 2/3 innings, 15 hits, 11 walks, 12 strikeouts. Looking to get back on track against the Ballers, who he did very well against in his first Pioneer League start back in May in that opening series. First he'll face is Trey Cobb, and the first pitch of the day is in for a strike at 6:25 local time. Don't get me wrong, I love an early start, but this is 5 minutes prior to when we were supposed to start this game here in Ogden. 0-1 is in for strike 2, nothing in 2. Defense for Ogden, Jordan, Oyama, Stancato in left to right. Infield from first to third, Sargent, Fontenot, Good, and Wilkinson. Lane the catcher as Hernandez skips one in, a ball and 2 strikes. Cobb, the leadoff man, right-handed hitter against the righty for Ogden in Hernandez, Miguel Hernandez, out of Venezuela. Cobb waves and misses at the slider and strikes out. One away, bases empty, top of the first, 0-0 between Oakland and Ogden on a warm day here in Utah. Ballers rolling with the green uniforms today. They're road greens with Ballers in gold print across the chest, gray pants. Ogden rolling with the white uniforms with the white caps. Blue sleeves with the white Raptor prints. First is high to Santos, 1-0. Red socks with the white uniforms, white shirts and pants, red stripe with the stitching of a baseball down the pant leg. Lefty batter Santos in a 1-0 count. Swings and pops it up foul off to the left. No score here in the top of the first inning. Santos, the designated hitter for the Ballers today. 3-game hit streak. Did not feature in yesterday's game. 1 for 4 on Thursday against Missoula. 1-1 pitch from the righty Hernandez is just low for a ball, 2-1. That was a hard slider that really was just inches below the zone from Hernandez. 2 balls and a strike. Santos, Berkeley native, 24 years old, 21st appearance. He's hitting .256. He takes low, 3-1. He's batting near the top of the lineup, not because of that average, obviously. It's because of the on-base percentage, .429. He's walked 11 times, and he's in a plus count here, 3-1. He was doing push-ups in batting practice because he said maybe it would help him get it out of here. He takes ball 4 on a 5-pitch walk, took the curveball in. Ballers get a 1-out base runner here in the first.
Left fielder, number 11, Davis Druick.
So this was the problem last time for Hernandez. The walks were up against Boise on Sunday in an 18-9 loss for Ogden. He walked 6. Boise scored a lot early, 11 runs in the first 2 innings. But against Oakland, he only walked 2. That was back on the 25th of May in an 8-2 win for Ogden. He went 5 1/3. Struck out 6. Here's Davis Druick. First pitch to the lefty, high, 1-0. No score in the top of the first inning. Runner on first is Santos. Cobb struck out, Santos walked, now it's Druick. Yesterday he had a couple doubles. He takes high at 86. 2 balls, no strikes. Druick now has doubled 4 times in his last 4 games. 24-year-old from Katy, Texas. A nice throw to first by Hernandez. That's a pretty good move, but Santos had not wandered far off the bag when he threw it over there, so he's safe standing. Season versus Ogden, Davis Druick hitting .348 with 5 extra base hits. Takes a strike, top of the zone, 2-1. He homered 3 times in that series on the opening week of the season, all of which went to the opposite field for the left-handed hitter, all going to that Raimondi left field short porch. Santos gets his lead off of first. 2-1 count. Hernandez is next. Misses high and away at 81. In danger of walking back-to-back batters, Cam Buford on deck, who hit a homer yesterday in the 8-6 win for the Ballers. A little bit tight on 3-1, and Druick works the walk. That one may be a missed call from home plate umpire Zach Dart. It looked like it just clipped the low inside corner. Feels like the umpires lately have been not giving pitchers those low corners, but have been giving that ball high that's not even a strike. So Hernandez not helped there by Zach Dart behind the plate. Travis Schatzman, who was the plate umpire last game, he's at third. Ryan Hansen at first. First to Buford, laced right center field. He gives it a ride. Oyama over, makes the grab. Oh no, Santos already at third base, and he's going to be out. It's a double play. Santos thought that ball was in the gap, and Oyama helps turn 2 with a nice grab out in the alleyway. Ballers down in order in the first. Actually, that's not true because Druick walked. So down in short order still. Hernandez walks a pair, but that double play helps him out. We're scoreless heading to the bottom of the first here from Ogden. No score between the Ballers and the Raptors on 860 AM The Answer. No score, bottom of the first inning. Ogden coming up to bat. The Raptors, led by Evan Parker, are 11-11 this season. Their lineup: Elliot Good, shortstop, leads off. Cole Jordan, left fielder, hit second. True Fontenot, the second baseman, bats third. Chris Sargent is the first baseman cleaning up. Dylan Wilkinson, the third baseman, bats fifth. Carmine Lane, the catcher today, is in the 6th spot. Kyler Stancato, right fielder, bats 7th. Charlie Updegrave, the DH, bats 8th, and Kenny Oyama bats 9th and plays center field. Great catch by him to help end that top of the first inning. The pitcher for the Ballers today is Luke Short. Shorty going, second time facing Ogden this year. And Short is making his 5th start of the year. 3.57 ERA for the lefty, 1-1 record, 17 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 10 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Last time out Sunday against Glacier, only threw 68 pitches, went 5 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. It was an error by Isai Santos that prevented Short from working deep in that ball game because the error brought in some unearned runs and knocked Short out. 0-1 grounded to first. Almanza fields and can take it to the bag himself. 1 down. Defense for the Ballers. In the infield from first to third, Almanza, Harris, Cobb, and Buford. Outfield from left to right is Druick, O'Hara, and Helmick. The catcher is Tatum. And the batter here is Cole Jordan, no score, bottom of the first inning. 1 out, bases empty. Jordan on a 4-game hit streak, 1 for 4 yesterday. Takes low, 1-0. Had a very good series against Great Falls, hit .533, 8 for 15, with 5 RBI and 4 doubles. Righty hitter against the lefty short. 1-0 toss. Breaking ball stays high and away, 2-0. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out, bases empty for the Raptors. Ogden scored first yesterday. This game was scoreless until the 3rd on Friday. Outside ball 3, and Jordan's way ahead. Also, should note that after this game completes, there will be a home run derby, first for the Ballers this year. 4-pitch walk outside. Jordan works the walk. Brings up True Fontenot, second baseman. Runner on first, no score. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Raptors trying to strike first in the first this time around. Lively crowd on this Saturday. Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah. Raptors usually lead the league in attendance or are among the leaders. First pitch strike, top of the zone to Fontenot, 0-1. Fontenot on a 9-game hit streak. 1 for 4 yesterday. Righty batter, lefty pitcher in short. 0-1 toss. Outside corner with the fastball. Strike 2. Ogden on a 3-game win streak entering this series after sweeping Great Falls. Did so in emphatic fashion, winning game 1 of that series 21-1. Behind a nice start by Chase Chapman. Line drive center field on the 2-strike pitch. It's a base hit for Fontenot. And the Raptors are in business in the first. They get a couple base runners with 1 out and bring up their big slugger, Chris Sargent. 19 homers last year, 95 RBI. Both led Ogden. Yesterday, Sargent was just kind of himself. Struck out a couple times, but went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI. Did ground into a double play. Short's trying to roll one up here. First from Shorty, the lefty, to the righty, Sargent. Outside, 1-0. This is an Ogden team that lost a lot offensively last year. Their outfield was probably the best in the league, all things considered. Maybe Missoula's was better, but. Next is Sargent, rip past third into left. This will score at least Jordan. Fontenot to third, and the throw is to third. Safe there is Fontenot. It's Chris Sargent RBI double to open the scoring here in the first inning. Ripped down the third base line, 1-0 Ogden. Second and third, still 1 out. Dylan Wilkinson next. He is one of the several Raptors who have been injured this year. He started the year on the IL, reinstated on June 3rd. He's been hitting ever since. .314 batter, has driven in 17, 1 for 4 yesterday. First is inside, called a ball. 1-0, that was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball that did just miss the inside edge. 1-0 on Wilkinson, the lefty, short a lefty, infield playing back. Fontenot at third, Sargent at second. 1-0 Raptors, bottom of the first inning. Next toss, grounded towards first but foul, 1-1. An early 1-0 edge for Ogden. That was not enough yesterday, so you know the Raptors want to get more here in this first inning and put up a crooked number against Luke Short, who's been one of the better starters for the Ballers this year. 1-1 toss. Inside, called a ball. Around the same spot as ball 1. A little closer to the zone maybe, but still a good call by Zach Dart behind the dish. Lefty Wilkinson Tuesday against Great Falls had a really good performance as he flies that foul 2-2. Had a 6 RBI game, including a first inning grand slam. He's hoping for another first inning homer here. Wilkinson's grand slam, his second home run of the season, the 24-year-old from Fairfax, Virginia. Former Longwood Lancer. 2-2 pitch from short. Just fouled off. That was the curveball there from Shorty. Dropped it on the inside corner, tried to front door Wilkinson, but Wilkinson was able to get his bat to it. And the count remains 2-2. Fontenot at third, Sargent at second. Wilkinson trying to play them both with a base hit here. 1 out, bottom of the first, 1-0 Ogden. Short from the stretch. Swinging a ground ball foul of third. We'll do the 2-2 again. Wind blowing towards right field. American flag position pretty much straight away center. Another 2-2 toss. Misses in the dirt, 3-2. Should Wilkinson walk, the bases would be loaded for Carmine Lane. A 1-0 edge for Ogden in the first. Wilkinson trying to twist the knife even further. 3 straight base runners, walk, single, RBI double by Sargent, who's at second. Fontenot at third. Nobody holding either of them. Short's full count delivery is laced into left center field. This will plate both runners. O'Hara gets to it and throws it towards second to hold Dylan Wilkinson to a 2-run single. His ribby total up to 19 through just 11 games, and it's a 3 spot in the first inning for the Raptors. 4 straight have reached against Luke Short. This is by far his worst inning, I'd say, of this point this season. He had only allowed 7 earned runs entering today, and he's been tagged for 3 in the first. Still just 1 out for Carmine Lane. Runner goes, first pitch outside, throw down from Tatum is too high, knocked down by Harris, and Wilkinson seals second. So for Wilkinson, that's stolen base. Oh, right. Hold on. That's a stolen base. First of the series. Pitch low to Lane, 2-0. That is just the second of the year for Dylan Wilkinson on the bases. Short's problem right now, probably just catching too much of the zone. 2-0 swung on and missed. Good 2-0 pitch, went with a breaking ball there. And Lane swung through it, 2-1. It's 3-0 Raptors in the first, an early start for Ogden against Short. Lane, the righty, in there against the lefty, Luke Short. 1 for 5 with a ribby yesterday. 2-1 pitch, laced into left, over Cobb. Druick comes up throwing and hits the cutoff man Buford. Staying at third, Wilkinson, because he slipped. He should have scored on that play. But still 1 out and a chance for Kyler Stancato to bring him home. 4 straight hits against Luke Short. Dylan Tatum calls time, and we'll talk to the Ballers lefty. Fast start for the Raptors. This is kind of the opposite of what happened the last time Miguel Hernandez started for them. They gave up a quick start to the Boise Hawks. But Hernandez pitches a scoreless first inning and then gets some run support. Evan Parker in his second year as field manager for the Raptors has to be happy with the start from his team. Wilkinson at third. He had a 2-run single. Lane just singled into left field. And he's at first base. So men at the corners for Kyler Stancato, who's on a 4-game hit streak. Scored twice yesterday, going 1 for 4. And he is, before this game, had driven in 3 runs in 3 straight games. Throw to first, back safely is Lane. So you know what Stancato has on his mind here. He had a 3-run homer on Tuesday. He wants another one here to break it wide open in the first inning. Lefty batter against the lefty short. Short looks towards first, delivers, swinging a foul back to the screen, 1-1. 3-0 Raptors, bottom of the first inning, still just 1 out. Wilkinson and Lane at the corners. 4 hits in the inning, 4 straight hits for Ogden after that 1-out walk to Jordan. Stancato bounces it into the glove of Almanza at first. Throw to first, double play turned, 3-6-3. An important double play turn by Christian Almanza to get the Ballers and Luke Short out of the frame. 4 straight hits, though, for Ogden means a 3-run lead after 1. It's 3-zip Raptors over the Ballers as we head to the second on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the second from Ogden. Ballers trail the Raptors 3-0. And, well, last time out, Miguel Hernandez only pitched into the second, but the way he started this game, he did walk too, but it looks like he'll have a better start today, as he did in his first Pioneer League start against Oakland in an 8-2 win for the Raptors back on May 25th when he went 5 1/3, 7 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 4-pitch mix for the righty Hernandez. Fastball, slider, curve, and change with a heavy dose of breaking balls. In that start against Oakland in May, he was 47% slider. So expect a lot of off speed from Hernandez as he faces the lefty Almanza here, who will appear post-game in the home run derby. First of the year for the Ballers. First to Almanza, hit right up the middle off the legs of Hernandez, who then picks it up and fires to first nearly high, and Hernandez looks a bit hobbled after getting drilled. Oh, man. He's on the ground on his knees. He got drilled by that ground ball by Almanza, and you could tell he was hurt right away, but then he tried to make the play, and now he looks like he's in a severe amount of pain after the infield single by Almanza. Ogden's going to get the bullpen going here as Evan Parker is out there. It looked like it hit him in the foot, maybe the shin. I don't know where it hit, but that was some major. It was 94 off the bat, so I mean it's not like the highest exit velo, but if you get drilled in the bone on your leg or your foot, if it hits like any sort of little like bone, like say it like hits a pinky toe or something like that, that's still going to sting. And he doesn't want to put any weight on it. He's on the ground right now. They're stretching out. Athletic trainer working on the starter, Hernandez. Man, hate to see a starter. I mean, you hate to see any pitcher, obviously, get hit. But especially a starter, you're like 2 innings. We're here top of the second inning, not even an out here. And Hernandez is able to walk right now, so that's a really promising sign. Crowd giving him an ovation right here. I do see running in from left center field, Tyler Lozano with a bag of what I assume to be baseballs. So there's Tilo on the field who's not getting the start behind the dish. Now walking towards the Ballers dugout. But, all right, Hernandez is walking towards the mound with some amount of gusto. Looks like he's going to throw some warm-up pitches to see if he can stay in. Crowd, of course, gives an ovation as Hernandez was in a lot of pain, and he's going to try to work through it. Former Braves farmhand, he spent a lot of time with the Atlanta system. It's funny, the hat that Ogden's wearing, as he points a 1 into the sky to say, I only need 1 more to go. The hat kind of reminds me, and the jerseys really that Ogden's wearing today, of those Atlanta Braves City Connects. It's a clean look, and Hernandez good to go. Great to see the right-hander bounce back after being drilled in the, I assume to be foot by Almanza, by that ground ball. Almanza extends his hit streak to 6 games with that single. Brings up Danny Harris, who hit a 9th-inning homer yesterday, a 3-run bomb that ended up being the necessary insurance for the Ballers as the Raptors scored 4 in the 9th to make it a 2-run game by game's end. So here we go. It's Harris against Hernandez. First pitch popped up behind home out of play. 0-1. That one clangs right on top of us in the press box. Hannah looked a little startled right there. 3-0. Raptors in the top of the second. Nobody out. Runner at first is Almanza. Harris at the plate on a 4-game hit streak, hitting .421 in that span. Takes what looked to be a strike inside, called a ball. That one did just miss high and in. Nice pitch, though, by Hernandez. 1-1. A rare fastball from him. Again, most of the time he's going to throw off speed. Is 1-1 to Harris. Is that off speed that just catches the corner. Really good pitch there. 81-mile-an-hour slider from Miguel Hernandez. I got another starter for the Ogden Raptors next to me in the press box. Well, pleased to be joined by Chase Chapman here, who's writing down the velos for his guy, Hernandez. Matt missed outside, 2-2. I'm not going to try to throw him off his game, but I do want to ask, y'all call him Miggy? I feel like that's a pretty good Poppy. I like it. Poppy number 2 on the hill. Oh, okay. Ground ball up the middle. That'll sneak through. Almanza to second. Danny Harris pushes his hit streak to 5. So Chase is telling me Dennis Gomez, their pitching coach, who did play in the Bay for a bit with San Jose back in his playing days. He's now an associate scout with the White Sox, but they call him Poppy number 1. So Hernandez is Poppy number 2. Does that mean Rolando, after his start yesterday, is he Poppy 3 now? He deserves it, yeah. Man, Gutierrez tore the gem yesterday, 7 innings. Tough luck loss for him. Back-to-back singles here in the second for the Ballers, and here's Lou Helmick. Tying run at the plate for the Ballers, and Helmick hits it sharply down the right field line, foul. He was impressing some members of the Raptors staff. I was talking with Ellis Beacom, their broadcaster, saying that he, I think it was Ellis who was telling me that he was impressed by Lou's batting practice after Helmick hit one off of the window of the brewery out in right field. Helmick's got mad pop to the right side. Takes low and away, 1-1. Hasn't showed up much in the game yet for Lou. Extra base hits, just 5 of them, 4 doubles and a homer. His teammates call him Big Germ because he's 6'5" and German. He's from Paderborn, Germany. Lou's not a huge fan of the nickname. 1-1. Takes low, 2-1. Helmick this season hitting .282, 2 for 4 yesterday, his 6th multi-hit game of the year. Ballers trailing 3-0, start of the second. Nobody out, back-to-back singles off of Hernandez. Next to Helmick, that's low and in. And I give all the credit to the world to Poppy number 2, Miguel Hernandez, for staying in this game after getting hit in the foot or the leg by that comebacker from Almanza. But there's no doubt when that happens to a pitcher, that can throw you off. His 3-1. Helmick takes high and away. And that's the 3rd walk from Miguel Hernandez. Bases juiced for the Ballers, trailing 3-0 with no one out in the top of the second inning. Brings up Michael O'Hara. O'Hara did not start in yesterday's game and walked. O'Hara has driven in 5 this season, 24 last year with Boise. Corners drawn in against the lefty, with the bases loaded for the Ballers in the top of the second and no one out. First toss, I don't know where that missed. Hernandez wants to challenge. I don't know if he's going to be granted it, though. He tapped his head, and it's a good thing he didn't challenge. It was low. 1-0. He didn't commit to the challenge, to be fair. 1-0. O'Hara takes low again, 2-0. So unfortunately for Hernandez, we're seeing a little bit of the command issues that plagued him against Boise on Sunday, where he had 6 walks. He has 3 through 2 innings. And O'Hara takes in the dirt, and Hernandez is one pitch away from walking in the first run of the game for Oakland. There's some stretching going on in that Ogden bullpen. It was a quick hook. He was pulled in the second inning last time out, Hernandez. O'Hara with the red light here. Takes high, ball 4. That was just a shade above the zone, and Almanza scores. Ballers on the board with the second straight walk from Hernandez. It's difficult to tell whether or not the comebacker from Almanza has thrown him off his game, because he did walk 2 in that first inning, and it was a fly-out double play for Buford that got him out of the frame. So Hernandez at this point just trying to limit the damage. Ballers have plated 1. It's 3-1 with Dylan Tatum at the dish. Here in the top of the second, still no one out. Tatum has a red light here after 4 straight balls and takes a strike. That's center cut, low inside. Good pitch from Hernandez. So he finally finds the zone there. 0-1, righty-righty battle. Tatum on a 4-game hit streak. 1 for 4 Thursday at Missoula. Did not feature in yesterday's game against Ogden. Tatum takes the breaking ball outside, 1-1. Dylan hitting .250, has driven in 5. Tuesday of this week against Missoula had a 2-run homer in the 7th, an oppo shot to right field. 1-1 ripped, left field. This will tie the game at least. Harris is in. Helmig right behind him. O'Hara on his horse. He stops at third. It's a game-tying double from Dylan Tatum. 7 RBI on the year. He's got 6 now on this 5-game hit streak. And he gets his 4th extra base hit of the season. It's all new, 3-3. Still no one out here in the second. That, unfortunately for Hernandez, caught too much of the zone. It was the breaking ball, the slider, 81 miles an hour. That was right down the middle, and Tatum ripped it. 105 off the bat over the head of Wilkinson and down the left field line to tie the game. Scoring Harrison Helmick, moving O'Hara to third. And with his 2-run double, he now stands at second for Trey Cobb, who struck out his first time. First pitch hit straight back, 0-1. I think we can yell at Kennedy now if you look at the scoreboard. She's accidentally put 5 up for Oakland. The Raptors fans hope it is not a sign of things to come. Cobb right here could make the score 5-3 with a single, infield in. And he swings and misses at a good breaking ball there, high. Cobb chased it, 0-2. Kennedy realizes what she's done. Throws her hands up in frustration. Oh, now the Raptors have 22 runs. That's a good way to change it, make light of the situation. 0-2. Cobb swings and maybe makes it 5-3. O'Hara scores. Tatum gets the red light. And the throw sails to the cutoff man, Wilkinson. Go-ahead single from Trey Cobb. It's 4-3 Ballers in the second. So every batter, all 6 have reached in this inning with 4 hits and 2 walks for Hernandez. O'Hara scored on the play. Tatum to third on the RBI single from Trey Cobb, who extends his hit streak to 10 games and picks up his 11th RBI of the year. Now here is Dennis Gomez coming out there for Ogden. 4-3 Ballers lead, top of the second inning. Nobody out. Isai Santos is next, and unfortunately for Miguel Hernandez, this is exactly what happened to him to some extent against Boise. It was the walks combined with a few key hits. He gave up 2 homers in the 18-9 loss on Sunday. And Hernandez, who was just really good his first start against Oakland, had another really good start his second time out, has just been struggling for command. I think the teams really have figured him out in some ways, and that might be what's causing the problems for him. Because he's such a breaking ball pitcher, if hitters aren't chasing, then that can cause real problems. Ballers lead 4-3 here in the second. Still nobody out for Isai Santos against Miguel Hernandez, who still has not recorded an out, 7 batters into this inning. Santos on a 3-game hit streak, walked his first time up against the righty. First pitch hack, he lifts it to left field. Jordan at the wall, and Santos clears the wall. The Berkeley native with his first pro bomb It's 7-3 Ballers in the second. Isai Santos goes big fly in the second, and the Ballers lead by 4. He was doing push-ups in batting practice. He said he wanted it to get it out of here, and it worked in BP. He did eventually hit a home run to right center field, but now he goes oppo, 96 off the bat, 366 feet. He just does squeeze it out below the scoreboard here at Lindquist Field. And the Ballers' lead is 7-3 with a 7 spot in the second. First inside to Druick, and unfortunately for Hernandez, it's deja vu all over again. Flashbacks to Boise. And it's a 4-run Ballers lead. Oakland has sent 7 to the plate, and all have scored in this inning. Next to Druick is bounced foul of first, 1-1. Ogden jumped out to a 3-0 lead, but Hernandez is being bombarded now in the second. The Ballers have 3 straight hits. Druick walked his first time up, and he's open to join the party. Druick, the lefty, stuck at 8 homers. That's tied for 4th in the league. Nowhere close to Roberto Pena, though, who has 13, maybe 14 now. I don't even. Druick takes in the dirt 2-1. Pena's just another level of slugger. Oh, I'm very happy to see who's warming up the bullpen. It's one of my favorite Ogden pitchers, Nico Saltaformaggio. We love Nico. 2-1. Druick hits it between the legs of Hernandez. Thank goodness, because he just got a comebacker from Almanza. Thankfully, that did not hit him. And the Ballers have 4 straight hits, and this is it. Evan Parker is going to pull his starter now, and Hernandez. 8 straight reach to start the second for the Ballers. And we'll tell you about the new pitcher, Nico Saltaformaggio, when you come back on 860 AM The Answer. Well, it's the first of many, as I'm going to give you a hint here, all name team selections for the Ogden Raptors. I can't just give the Raptors one name on this all-name team. I'm coming up with great names in the Pioneer League, assembling a roster of them, and they're going to get several because they've got this guy right here, Nico Saltaformaggio, who I believe we looked it up last time when he pitched against the Ballers. Directly translated is salted cheese in Italian. I'm going to double check that. Salto means jump or leap, actually. Formaggio does mean cheese, so jumping cheese. Anyway, great name. Thursday against Great Falls in a 9-6 win. He earned the win. 2 hitless innings, no runs, 2 strikeouts for the right-hander, 22 years old, from Destrehan, Louisiana, Nico Saltaformaggio. 2.81 ERA this year after a 7.51 last year as a part-time starter for Ogden. He's really found his place in the bullpen. 16 innings, 16 hits, 4 walks to 15 strikeouts. He has given up a couple bombs, but at this point he's just trying to get outs in this inning. The Ballers have sent 8 straight to the plate. Isai Santos with the 3-run homer. 7 of them have scored in this inning for Oakland. It's a 7 spot, and it's 7-3 Ballers with no one out in the top of the second inning. After Ogden put up a crooked number in the first with 3 runs against Luke Short, the Ballers bail him out in a big way. So Saltaformaggio to face Cam Buford first. Buford, the right-handed hitter, flew into a double play. Isai Santos was doubled up in the first inning on the bases. Made up for it in a big way with his first pro bomb to left field. And the first to Buford is bounced through the left side, base hit. 9 batters to the plate for the Ballers in the second, and all have reached 7 hits and 2 walks. Well, Buford with a hit brings up Christian Almanza in a 7-3 game. Still nobody out. Almanza with a single his first time up. That started off this inning. He was the one to essentially knock Hernandez out of this game. He contributed to it because he hit him with a comebacker. And he takes inside 1-0. It looked like it was heading up the middle, and then it just did clip Hernandez. I thought it was by him. Instead, it hit the foot or the leg, the lower leg of Hernandez. And he fell to the ground in pain, but he kept pitching. Give him credit. Almanza foul tip 1-1. Unfortunately for Hernandez, the line looks like this. 1 inning, 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout. You hope for him. Look, the Ballers, unless it's playoff time, will not face Ogden again this season. So I sincerely hope that Miguel Hernandez can turn it around and just maybe skip one start and then fix things. Almanza hits one down the right side, 1-2. You never know what it is. Sometimes it's an injury. In this case, he was injured by Almanza. Other times, a pitcher just doesn't have their stuff working like it once was, and I have no doubt the way he pitched first time out against the Ballers that Hernandez can get it going again. 1-2 on Almanza from Salto Formaggio. Skips in, 2-2. Almanza extended his hit streak to 6 games with his single earlier this inning. He has 5 extra base hits in this 6-game hit streak, including 3 homers, 2 doubles. He doubled yesterday, an RBI double. 2-2 pitch. Almanza takes away 3-2. There's a lot of pressure, honestly. I guess you could say also there's not as much pressure with the Ballers leading by 4, but there is definitely some pressure on Salto Formaggio to stop the bleeding in this inning. Payoff next to Almanza, the lefty. Outside, ball 4. Someone in the crowd wanted him to swing, but Almanza held up and walks to load him up for Danny Harris.
Second baseman, number 4, Daniel Harris, the 4th.
Harris with the bases loaded. Ballers leading 7-3 in the second. First to Harris. Good breaking ball in the outside corner, 0-1. Salto Formaggio attempting to do the impossible now in working out of a bases loaded, none out jam. Ballers have sent 10 straight to the plate. All have reached in this inning. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Salto Formaggio ahead, 0-2. Danny singled in this inning. Harris on a 5-game hit streak now, 9 for his last 20 with 5 RBI and a homer. Had a season-high 4 RBI yesterday with that 3-run bomb in the 9th inning. 0-2 pitch. Harris takes. That looked like strike 3. Just low and away, though. It was below the zone. 1-2. I'd be a terrible catcher in this league. I'm convinced everything's a strike. 1-2 count. Harris rests the bat on the right shoulder. Salto Formaggio comes home from the stretch, and Harris takes low and in. That was inside and low. 2-2, the fastball from Salto Formaggio. Ballers have walked 3 times and collected 7 hits in this inning. 7 runs in and the bases loaded. 2-2 with none out to Harris. It swung on and laced through the left side. Past the diving good for an RBI single. The bases remain loaded for the Ballers, and Harris gets his 2nd hit of the inning. He's driven in 6 runs in his past 5 games. The Ballers' lead is now 8-3, as 11 straight have reached.
Right fielder, number 28, Lou Hellman.
This is going to sound mean, but all I can think of right now in an 8-run inning is the Great Falls Voyagers and how many crooked numbers they've given up lately. Ogden just swept them this week as Helmick bats with the bases loaded, takes away 1-0. Bases loaded for Oakland, and no one out in the top of the second inning. The runners are Buford, Almanza, and Harris. Helmick with a walk earlier this inning takes outside 2-0. And this is where Aaron Miles wants Lou Helmick to get more aggressive. When you're up 5 runs, if he gets into a 3-0 count, Miles wants him swinging if he gets one down the middle. Helmick only has 1 home run this season, and this could be a spot for his second as he rips one through the right side for a base hit. 1 run in. Stopping at third is Almanza, and Lou Helmick has an RBI knock. Every baller has a hit in this inning except for the man coming up, Michael O'Hara, who walked. 9-3 Oakland with a 9-run second inning. Helmick with the RBI knock. That is his 12th RBI of the year. Brings up Michael O'Hara. With the bases juiced, a walk his first time up in this inning. Salsa Formaggio has allowed 4 straight to reach since entering for the starter Hernandez. O'Hara takes a strike on the outer half, 0-1. The Ballers have had 12 men reach in this inning. They've sent 12 to the plate, so all have reached, and 9 have scored. The bases are still loaded with none out. And O'Hara breaks his bat, and nice play by the shortstop to finally get the first out of this inning. Elliot Good, who is such a good defender, makes a diving play and then flips to second to get Helmick for out number 1. Almanza scores on the fielder's choice. Harris to third. Helmick is out 6-4 on that broken bat ground ball past the pitcher to the shortstop. Good. Brings up Dylan Tatum. 10-0 Oakland in the top of the second inning. They send 12 to the plate before hitting into an out. Tatum had a 2-run double earlier this frame. Lane sets up outside. First toss misses in. That looked like a strike to me at 92. It was actually off the plate, though. 1-0. Tatum's 2-run double ripped into left field, down the left field line. Throw to first, back safely is O'Hara. Man, this game, what a weird twist. The Raptors were in control in that first inning. Hernandez put up a 0. Raptors scored 3. Ballers, though, 10 in the second. Next to Tatum, swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. Tatum with that 2-run double has now driven in 6 during his 5-game hit streak. Had a 2-run homer back on Tuesday at Missoula. Harris at third, O'Hara at first. 1 out in the frame, 10-run inning so far for Oakland as Salsa Formaggio checks on Tatum. Salsa Formaggio did face Oakland twice. 2 scoreless innings first time against Oakland, but then the second time they got him for 2 earned runs. Tatum up the middle. This brings home Harris. O'Hara stops at second on that ground ball that reaches Oyama in center. Tatum has 3 RBI in the inning, and Oakland leads 11-3. Tatum ties his season high in just 1 inning of play. That's his 3rd RBI of the game. It's an 8-run lead for the Ballers. Trey Cobb hitting with runners at first and second and 1 out, trying to make it an even dozen. His second time up in the inning. He's the 15th hitter to bat. And Cobb breaks his bat and flares it into right field, and when it rains, it pours. It bloops in for a hit. Fontenot kicks the baseball. O'Hara racing home. I think he ran through a stop sign, and he scores with no throw. Ballers with 12 in the inning. It's a 9-run Baller lead. I couldn't tell if, I know the ball was booted by Fontenot there, so that will be an error allowing O'Hara to score. But what I couldn't tell is if Aaron Miles was holding O'Hara because there might be a close play at the plate, and Miles thought that he might get thrown out, or maybe he was just trying to be chivalrous there and try to, go station to station in this inning at this point. Here's Santos, already home run in the inning, takes high and away for a ball. It's an RBI single for Trey Cobb. The Ballers' lead is 12-3 in the frame. First and second with just one out. Santos is the 16th batter to bat. A 3-run homer to the opposite field last time. And he takes a breaking ball in the outside corner, 1-1. And that was a strike. I was going to say I wouldn't blame Zach Dart for calling anything a strike at this point, the way this inning has gone. I was loving the pace of play yesterday. Not the case today. Santos rips a line drive over short and into left field. This might get to the wall. It's cut off just shy by Jordan. Tatum scores. Cobb being waved in. The throw is offline, bounces in. Safe is Cobb. Isai Santos, have yourself a game. He has 2 extra base hits in the inning, 5 RBI in the frame, and the Ballers' lead is 14-3 as Oakland has poured it on in the second. Santos goes to third on the play. The crowd is jeering. No doubt they don't like the decision by Miles to send Tatum and, well, more specifically Cobb from first. He scores on the play. Now it's Druick, the 17th batter of the inning. Infield is in, and the first pitch is a strike. 0-1. 14-3. Oakland leads in the top of the second. I'd have to ask Tyler Peterson how many runs the Ballers have scored in an inning. If this is the record, I'd have to imagine yes. Although, Druick swing at a foul ball. It's 0-2. The Ballers did score 31 runs in a game versus NoCo last year. They beat them 31-5 in Windsor, Colorado. Tyler Peterson is trying right now to find the record. This has got to be it. And Salsa Formaggio, again, entered this game with a 2.81 ERA. This is just a product of Oakland not being able to be stopped as Druick takes in the dirt 1-2. You know the Ballers fans are enjoying this. There's some fans out in left. I know Steve is out there on the party deck. Also in right field in Utah Brewing Company, there's a bachelorette party happening out there with some Ballers fans. 2-strike pitch to Druick is just south of the zone, 2-2. Druick has already singled in this inning. Michael O'Hara is the lone baller without a hit in this frame after having an RBI fielder's choice. And Druick laces one to left field, fading foul. It falls foul. It's still 2-2. It's an interesting foul ground here at Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah, because the stands kind of jut close to the field of play, so there's really not much foul territory for the left fielder. So if you're approaching the line, get ready to go face first with some Ogden fans. 14-3 Ballers lead. Davis Druick at the dish in the second. Pitch takes high and away, 3-2. Runner at third is Santos after his 2-run double that was blasted to left field. Have an exit speed on that of 103. Payoff coming. Druick softly hit towards short. This will bring another home. Good's throw to first is in time for out number 2. It's an RBI for Druick. He picks up his 25th of the season. That's second on the team, and it brings up Cam Buford. Now you look at RBI in this game as the Ballers lead 15-3 with 2 outs and nobody on for Buford, who is the 18th batter of the inning for Oakland. It is 15-3, 2 outs, bases empty. 15-3, top of the second inning. Salsa Formaggio's first is high and tight to Buford. I don't think this has definitely never happened in a game I've called where if Buford reaches, Almanza will come to bat for the 3rd time in the inning. 1-0. Buford shoots it foul, 1-1. Oh, and by the way, at the end of this game, there will be a home run derby. This is officially a record, according to Tyler Peterson. The Ballers have never scored 15 runs in an inning. Go figure. Buford swings and misses, 1-2. Home Run Derby will feature Cam Buford and Christian Almanza, and I'll explain more as this game goes on. Tyler Peterson, the record was 12 in an inning for the Ballers before this. Buford strikes out to end the side, and the crowd gives a big cheer. It's the first strikeout for Salta Formaggio. The Ballers send 18 men to the plate in the second and score 15 runs. The Ballers lead 15-3 heading to the bottom of the second from Ogden, Utah. Buckle up, folks. There's still a lot more game left here from the Junction City. Bottom of the second when you come back on 860 AM The Answer. For the first time in Ballers history, they have scored 15 runs in an inning. Luke Short's the happiest man in the world. He'll take the hill in the bottom of the second. After giving up 3 in the first, he pitches with the lead. It's 15-3. Ballers up 12 in the bottom of the second. First he'll face is Charles Updegrave. First pitch to him is inside for a ball. 1-0. The Ballers beating the record by 3. Tyler Peterson getting to me that 12 runs on June 2nd, 2024, and a 20-6 win against the Vibes was the record previous to this. 2-0 now on the lefty Updegrave. That was the last game before the Ballers' first ever home game, their home opener in 2024. 2-0 is a strike, 2-1. It is also time for this day in Oakland baseball history as we flash back to June 14th, 2024. Ballers beat the Rocky Mountain Vibes 5-1 in that game. 3-1 now as the pitch is high to Updegrave. 5-1. We passed that score a long time ago here from Ogden. Carson Lambert got the ball a year ago today and shut down the Vibes in that 5-1 win. 3-1 from Shorty is inside for a walk. And now look, this game obviously not over, even though it feels like it is. And the one thing Ogden can tell themselves here is that Short had to wait a long time in between innings because of that 15-run frame. So unsurprised, honestly, that he walked the leadoff man Updegrave. Next is Oyama, the lefty. But again, flashing back to June 14th, that game for the Ballers, that 4-run win. 6 shutty from Carson Lambert with a hit and 9 strikeouts. First high to Oyama, 1-0. And the Ballers used a 4-run sixth to win the game. Dondre Hubbard had an RBI single in that frame. Trevor Hulsema, a 3-run bomb in that inning. And that is this day in Oakland baseball history. Oyama chops one, gloved by Cobb, tosses to Harris, who barehands the flip for out number 1. That was nearly disastrous for Oakland. They get Updegrave 6-4. Oyama reaches on the fielder's choice. 1 out. Runner on first. Top of the lineup for Ogden here in the bottom of the second, trailing 15-3. Seems like a good time to check the chat on YouTube. Steve let me know that a group of them are perched on the party deck by the left field foul pole. That's how I knew they were up there. Above the high wall in left. Let me get the binoculars out. Foul ball for Good, who grounded out his first time. 0-1. Let me see if I can spot Steve. I got nothing. Maybe he left his perch. Next is a strike to good, nothing in 2. That looked like a ball. No, that caught the bottom of the zone. Good pitch from Shorty, nothing in 2. Steve, if you're still listening on the YouTube stream, you're going to have to let me know your exact location so I can find you, or you'll have to wave. 0-2 pitch. Line drive foul of first. Nothing in 2. Good thing the Ballers put up 15 in the second inning because, I mean, it was pretty clear in the first. Shorty doesn't have his best stuff today. Just hoping to give the Ballers length at this point. There's no reason to pitch in the bullpen today. Pitch the bullpen. There's no reason to go to the bullpen early. 0-2. Drops low and outside with the curveball. 1-2. Now, I have to imagine we'll see some pitchers that we haven't seen in a few days. Wednesday against Missoula, we saw Adam Bogosian pitch. He'll definitely get the ball today. 1-2 from short. Fouled off to the right by Good. He has really impressed me, Elliot Good, with his glove. But how about the bat? 4 for 4 yesterday. He grounded out in his first plate appearance today, which ended a streak. This was a wild stat of 11 straight plate appearances against the Ballers when reaching base. He got on in 11 straight trips against Oakland. Fouls this one off 1-2 because you flash back to that Saturday game that Ogden played in Oakland. He got a single in his last at bat. Then he reached in all 5 plate appearances in that Sunday game on May 25th. Then yesterday he goes 4 for 4 with a hit by pitch. So Good got on base 11 straight times against the Ballers from those games in late May through yesterday's game. Crazy streak. Also yesterday got his second 4-hit game of the week. And he can play shortstop. I'm a big fan of Elliot Good. And it's not just because he was teammates with Oakland's own Noah Martinez at Central Connecticut State. 1-2 from short. Another foul ball. Good staying alive here. Came in hitting .440 against the Ballers. 11 for 25. Short must have faced Good. That would be on opening day. And Good walked once against him and struck out looking. And he rips one into left field. Base hit. Oyama to second. The throw comes in from Druick. And Good with his 12th hit of the season in 27 ABs against Oakland. He just owns the Ballers. And, I mean, really, he's owning all pitching right now. Came in hitting .338, on base of .480. One of the more underrated players, I'd say, in the Pioneer League. First and second with one out for Ogden. Ballers lead 15-3 in the bottom of the second. Lefty short, right-handed hitting Cole Jordan walked and scored in the first. First pitch low from short, 1-0. Jordan started it. It was his walk, was then followed by 4 straight hits, which allowed Ogden to take a 3-0 lead in the first. 1-0. Ground ball bounced over the head of the third base coach for Ogden, which is Ed Campanello, who coached in the A's organization. First and second, one out for Cole Jordan and the Raptors. Righty hitter, lefty short delivers. Fly ball right field. Helmick first step was back, but doesn't have to go too far in to make the grab. He makes the catch. There are, oh my gosh, 2 down. So that throw, so one thing you should know about Lou Helmick, he loves to show off the cannon. So he doesn't care where he's throwing it. He will throw 100% effort from the outfield. It's a bit unnecessary at times. But that throw from Lou, I think we both saw it, Hannah, went through the webbing of Buford's glove, which you rarely see. But if I had to guess an exit velo on that throw from Helmick, it's got to be around 100. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. It's in the 90s, though, from Helmick. 2 outs for True Fontenot. Another one of my favorite Raptors rips it back. 0-1. True from the great city of Tallahassee, Florida. He's a big Knowles fan. Went to Leon High School. My fiance went to Childs. The other school that I've heard of is Lincoln, as far as the public schools go in Tallahassee. 0-1 on the righty Fontenot from the lefty short. Swing and a miss, 0-2. 15-3. The Ballers in front in the bottom of the second inning. 2 on, 2 outs for Ogden. Fontenot a single his first time up, extended his hit streak to 10 games. He came in hitting 367. So, yeah, that's why he's hitting third in this lineup. Had a career-high 5 RBI game in the second game of the season for Ogden against Oakland. Had a couple 2-run doubles. Saw a big jump in the lineup then went back down in the lineup. Now he's hitting 3-hole, rightfully so. Next from Shorty. Ground ball through the right side, base hit. This will score Oyama. Helmick comes, no, they're not going to test the arm of Helmick, who throws a dart to home to hold Oyama at third. And it's a sensible call from Ed Campanella over there at third, because when you're down 12, you need a bunch of runs, not just one. And you don't want to make the final out at home with your big slugger, Chris Sargent, at the dish. Sargent, who hit an RBI double his last at bat. Look, if he hits a grand slam here, Ogden's right back in this ballgame. 2 outs, bases loaded, 15-3, Oakland in front. Sargent, I'm sure he's hit a few grand slams in his career. 23 homers with Ogden through 2 years. Hits one up the middle. This will get home 2. 1 run in, 2-run score. O'Hara throws towards third. It's 15-5. Well, folks, I'm not completely sure this game will ever end. It is 15-5 here in the bottom of the second. There are 2 outs on the 2-run single by Sargent. Sargent has now driven in 11 against Oakland this year. And Short really just, honestly, is kind of struggling today. Now faces Wilkinson. Fortunately for him, he's still pitching with a 10-run lead. Lefty Wilkinson swings first pitch and misses. 0-1. Honestly, a lot of good right-handed bats for Ogden, and that might be part of the struggle for Short today. And they're hitting him well. Wilkinson, a lefty, had a 2-run single last time up. 0-1. Takes in 1-1. 15-5, Oakland leads, bottom of the second inning, and 2 away. Runners at first and second, Fontenot and Sargent. Lefty-lefty battle next to Wilkinson. Top of the zone strike. Wilkinson wanted to challenge it, thought better of it, but he would have been right to challenge it. It was a ball incorrectly called by Zach Dart, 1-2. So Short gets bailed out by the call. Crowd obviously doesn't like it, and rightfully so. Next from Short, swung on and missed, went with the fastball, and strikes out Wilkinson. First K of the day for Shorty, who has struggled through 2 innings, giving up 5 runs. Well, 2 runs in this inning on 3 hits, and had 1 walk in the frame. Does leave a pair, and it is a 15-5 game as we go to the third. Oakland is up 10 going to the third on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers up 15-5 in the top of the third inning. Was just informed by Ogden broadcaster Ellis Beacom that the 15-run inning by the Ballers in the second, the most in the Pioneer League this season so far, which is also not really surprising. The previous total was 9, so great job by, I don't even know how they managed to get that, the crew over there in the TV booth at Ogden, but props to their crew for finding that statistic out as Almanza takes low 1-0. 15-5, Oakland lead at the top of the third inning. Almanza was the one to start it in the second. 1-0 hit back to the screen. Almanza singled. Harris singled, Helmick walk, O'Hara walk, 2-run double by Tatum, RBI single Cobb, Santos the big blow with a 3-run homer, and then 2 singles by Druick and Buford. Almanza takes a ball 2-1. It was the Druick single that actually knocked the starter Miguel Hernandez out of the game. But then against Salta Formaggio, the Ballers kept hitting. Next from Salta Formaggio is a ball 3-1. And the Ballers ended up sending not just 9, but 12 to the plate before recording an out in the second inning. And they sent 18 to the plate total. 3-1 hit sharply to second, but right to Fontenot, who makes the play, 1 down. So it took 13 batters to get an out last inning. Thankfully, it only takes 1 here in the third. Danny Harris is next. 15-5. Oakland leads, top of the third, 1 out. I'm Nevada Cullen. Chris Dorr is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Danny Harris, 2 hits in the second inning today. Scored both times. Takes on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Still Salta Formaggio on the hill. Harris on a 5-game hit streak. Rips one to right field, sending Stancato back, and he can only watch it fly. Danny Harris goes big fly on back-to-back days. A solo shot with 1 out in the third makes it 16-5 Oakland. His second Oppo Taco of the season as Harris blasts it 401 feet to right field into the Ballers' bachelor party out in right. 1 out, bases empty for Lou Helmick. After that, Harris homer. 105 off the bat, 401 feet. And he hit it to Utah Brewing Company as Helmick takes low 1-0. And I had the pleasure of meeting in the hotel today, Tyler and Deanna, I believe their names were. I might be messing that up, but congrats to them. They're getting married next week. She's from Oakland. They both live here as Helmick grounds slowly to second. Throw to first is in time by Fontenot, 2 down. But they said that they were going to the game today and going to sit in right field at the brewery and celebrate the coming up of their wedding with their joint bachelor and bachelorette party. Utah always gets crowded, that brewery out in right field, and especially crowded today, but with some enemies of the Raptors, the Ballers fans. Congrats to Tyler and Deanna as O'Hara takes outside 1-0. It's always good to be a Tyler and, cheer for the Oakland Ballers. A lot of good Tylers in this organization. Tyler Peterson, Tyler Lozano, and now Tyler, who's out in right field celebrating his upcoming wedding. 2 outs, 2-0 count now on O'Hara, the lefty, against the righty Salta Formaggio. Next pitch, grounded to first, and that is gobbled up by Sargent, who can tag the bag himself for a much quicker third inning. The Ballers get 1 run on 1 hit. Danny Harris goes yard in the top of the third. It's 16-5 Oakland as we head to the home half of the inning on 860 AM The Answer. Leaky pipes, clogged drains, step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family-owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula with honest, dependable service. Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the pen and there when you need them. It's time for the wide world of baseball, and we are in Ogden, Utah. So let's talk about the Junction City. Here in the bottom of the third inning, the Ballers lead 16-5 thanks to a 15-run second, the most prolific inning in the Pioneer League this season. Luke Short will face Lane, Stancato, and Updegrave 6, 7, and 8 here in the third. So if you're not familiar with the Ogden Raptors, first of all, they play here in Ogden, and they've had some great players play here. It's actually very cool. You look at Prince Fielder, first of all. That's the name that jumps off the page, is played here. J.J. Hardy also played for the Raptors. First pitch away. Want to know. Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer, played for the Ogden Reds. And most recently, they were affiliated with the Dodgers from 2003 till 2020. Swing and a miss, 1-1 on Lane. And so Cody Bellinger, James Outman, Jock Peterson, Corey Seager, Ross Stripling, Alex Verdugo, all of those players played with the Ogden Raptors. Ground ball foul, 1-2. Beautiful stadium, which I'll get into more detail about here, Lindquist Field. Ogden is a city 40 miles north of Salt Lake City in Utah. It's in Weber County. It's nicknamed the Junction City. 1-2 is high and away, because the city served as a major railway hub through much of its history and still handles a great deal of freight rail traffic. Pretty big city, was for a long time Utah's second biggest behind Salt Lake City. High and away, 3-2. But with some of those suburbs growing and also Provo, Utah, it has shrunk to the 8th largest city, population of 87,000 as of 2023. Full count from Short to Lane, who singled his first time up. Pitch is served into left field and pretty deep. Druick, O'Hara in center, diving grab. What a play by Mike O'Hara. The center fielder covered a lot of ground for out number one. He made a fantastic throw yesterday to throw out a runner at home. And today, it's a nice diving catch out in left center field. As that ball looked like it was headed for the gap, O'Hara got to it. I asked him yesterday, he was playing left field, you know, what do you prefer, left or center? He said center field. He said yesterday, though, that the throw at home, not that diving catch, the throwing out a runner at home is his favorite play to make. Here's Kyler Stancato with 1 out, bases empty. 16-5 Ballers lead, bottom 3. First to the lefty is a strike, 0-1. Back to the wide world of baseball, Ogden, Utah, located 10 miles east of the Great Salt Lake. It is pretty high up. 0-1 is ripped off the mound past Harrison into center field. It's a base hit for Stancato. 4,341 feet of elevation. It's located at the foot of the Wasatch Mountains. And it's even higher in elevation than either Montana team that Oakland has played on this road trip, Glacier and Missoula, which means the ball flies here. And I was joking with Danny Harris before the game. I'm like, do you know how high we are up here? He's like, no. And I told him. And he's like, oh, well, we play pretty high at Ramondi, right? First pitch inside, ball 1 on Updegrave. I said, no, Danny, we play at sea level. But I can't really judge him because I, too, once made a comment about the elevation while playing soccer and running out of breath in Berkeley. And I was quickly humbled learning that I was not actually at high elevation. I was just on top of a parking garage. Swing and a miss by Updegrave, 1-1. You'll notice the Wasatch Mountains overlooking Lindquist Field, but you'll also notice is a temple in dead center. That is the Ogden, Utah Temple. Next pitch, a strike on Updegrave, 1-2. And in 1972, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints completed construction of and dedicated the Ogden, Utah Temple in Ogden. It was built to serve the area's large Latter-day Saints population. 1-2, cut on and missed. 89-mile-an-hour heater blown past Updegrave. Short gets his second strikeout. 2 down. 16-5, Ballers lead, bottom of the third. 2 outs. Next is Oyama, who scored back in the second. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints founded Weber State as Weber Stake Academy in 1889. Damian Lillard actually played for the Wildcats. First pitch, a strike to Oyama, 0-1. And then also, George S. Eccles Dinosaur Park has life-size models of dinosaurs in a paleontology lab I have not gone there. I probably won't have time. As Oyama grounds to short, the throw to second for out number 3. And I'll tell you why Ogden is called the Raptors when you return on 8:60 a.m. The answer 16-5. Oakland leads Ogden heading to the 4th here from the Junction City. Top of the 4th, Oakland leads Ogden 16-5. I'm Nevada Cullen. Chris Dorr is back in our 8:60 a.m. The Answer studios. And I told you that as we wrapped up the wide world of baseball at the end of the 3rd inning, I would tell you why Ogden's called the Raptors. Well, it's as simple as this. It was a fan vote. It was a fan submission, and it came from a 10-year-old girl named Tracy who still regularly uses the free tickets, as of the article I read at least. And she was given free tickets, I would assume for life, for coming up with that name. Now brings her family to games. And it was that little girl that named Ogden the Raptors. And Dave Baggett, Bags as they call him, the owner, says it turned out to be the best thing we ever did. I would agree with that statement. And then I look at Augie and I second guess that statement. That scary mascot. First pitch is high and away, 1-0. Augie is the Raptor mascot for the Raptors. Large teal tail with black lines on the tail. Tatum takes a strike outside corner, 1-1. I'm looking at Augie right now. It looks like Augie's kind of looking at us because the eyes are at the side of his head. And then he has sharp, jagged teeth, which kind of just fall everywhere. Tatum takes high, 2-1. Augie right now in the stands to my left. Oh, taking a sweet picture with elderly fan. That's very sweet. So Augie's a sweet soul. I have a feeling just a Tatum swing and a miss, 2-2. Augie's just misunderstood. We'll put it that way. And as Nancy Busts chimed in yesterday on YouTube, just needs some braces. 16-5, Ballers lead, top of the 4th inning against Salta Formaggio, who is good at giving Ogden length. He pitched 2 innings in both games against Oakland in May. 2-2 to Tatum, poked back. This is the screen. Celso Formaggio last time out against Great Falls went 2 hitless innings. Unfortunately for him today, it's been far from hitless because if you remember that, I think it's a Looney Tunes meme of batters circling the pitcher. Tatum rips one into right field and it's yet another hit for the Ballers. That's now their 14th. And it just feels like that chain of hitters is coming up one after the other. Pitch, bam, hit after hit after hit. It's an unstoppable force right now. And the Ballers lead is 16-5 with none out as Tatum gets his 3rd hit in 3 at-bats. Back to the top, Trey Cobb hits and takes a strike outside half, 0-1. For Tatum, that ties his season high with 3 hits. A line drive in a right field this time. Cobb takes in 1-1. Top of the 4th inning, no one out. 16-5, Oakland leads the Ogden Raptors. Righty-righty battle, Salta Formaggio and Cobb. And a ground ball hit left side. Throw to second, throw to first. Both in time. 5-4-3 double play by Wilkinson, Fontenot, and Sargent. Wilkinson did well to cut that ball off before it could sneak through the 5-6 hole and then turn 2. Double play goes 5-4-3. Tatum is out. And Salto Formaggio with a chance to give Ogden its first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Two outs. Isai Santos having the game of his life. Takes outside 1-0. First up, a backside bomb. Well, actually, he walked his first time. Then he went for the Apo Taco in the second inning. A 3-run homer, his first professional blast. 2-run homer later that frame as he takes the 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Santos entered the game with 6 RBI and 2 extra base hits and no homers. Ball taken low by Santos, challenged, and it will be overturned. Good challenge by Lane behind the dish. So Ogden is correct on its first challenge. But Santos today has doubled his extra base hit total and almost doubled his RBI total. It's now at 11. 1-2 is poke foul. 1-2. That was hilarious. That was Kennedy popping over the public address system and said the pitch has been overturned to a ball, which was correct that it had been overturned, but she meant strike. It's 1-2 on Santos. Pitch from Salto Formaggio is taken in the dirt, 2-2. Deuces wild, 2 outs, top of the fourth. Base is empty for Santos after that double play turned by the Raptors. And he takes high, 3-2. Well north on 90, and here is Count Von Count, the Sesame Street character appearing on the video board out and left to inform us that the count is full. Payoff pitch. Santos flies it to left field, foul. Isai Santos, the former Point Loma Sea Lion. D2 school, Pac West. Hit 10 home runs in 2024, his last year there. Had not hit a home run until today. His opposite field blast to left field, just over the wall. He takes high, ball 4, his reach in all 4 plate appearances. This today is the best of Isai Santos. This is him at his very best. Showing off the patience. That's, even when he's not hitting, he's walking. That's a second walk today, his 13th of the year. But then we've also seen a bit of opposite field pop, 3-run homer, and a 2-run double in the second inning. It brings up Davis Druick with a runner on first and 2 down. 16-5, Oakland leads Ogden. First to Druick, a strike, low inside corner. 0-1. Druick in this game, 1 for 2 with an RBI, a run scored, and a walk. Druick takes low, a ball and a strike. Davis, another former D2 star like Santos, played at St. Edwards in the Lone Star Conference. He was actually teammates with today's starter, Luke Short, for 2 years. 43 homers in his time at St. Edwards. He tried to check his swing, could not at a ball in the dirt. It's 1-2. Zach Dart, the home plate umpire, the one to say he went. Sean Triplett in the pen for Ogden. I guess they'll use him on back-to-back days. Maybe just try to right the ship for him after giving up a couple runs yesterday. 1-2. Druick takes in the dirt, 2-2. Santos at this point is not going to exert energy trying to swipe second there in a 16-5 game. Drewski, as they call him, at the plate. Better than the nickname I came up for Davis Druick, which was just Double D. Slight open stance lefty. Black cleats with the New Balance logo splashed in white. 2-2 pitch. High and away. 3-2. My condolences to Salto Formaggio's pitch count. Man, he's thrown almost 70 pitches now. I think he's at 69. Payoff. Take strike 3. He challenges. Why not? It won't work. Bottom of the zone. And Oakland is incorrect on its first challenge. 16-5, Oakland leads. Going to the fourth. Here from Ogden on 860 AM The Answer. home fourth. So Raptors coming up against the Ballers, trailing 16-5 are Ogden. Ballers with an 11-run lead. And in the bottom of the fourth, it's time for, once again, Nevada's culinary curiosities, because I'm Nevada Cullen, and I like food. I think Dylan Tatum just did a little weird little pick on the pitch from short before the throwdown and then went behind the back with the transfer. He's just showing off at this point. So today we journey to right field for the UTOG Brewing Company. UTOG stands for Ogden, Utah. And I had a really nice time for lunch today at UTOG. Tyler said to go eat in the patio where you could see the field. First pitch is low, 1-0 to good to start the fourth, the bottom of the fourth, that is. He's the leadoff man, 1 for 2 today. So you walk into UTOG Brewing Company, and you walk through to the patio, and the patio is right out in right field. You can see there's a cutout in the advertisements. Ground ball foul of third, 1-1. And you can see there's a place where fans are looking through, and now I see watching the action. I think that's Deanna right there. Yeah, that's her. I think her fiance Tyler is there somewhere. Maybe playing cornhole. There's a cornhole set over there at UTOG. But nice little patio area is good shoots at foul. It's 1 and 2. And it's a nice place to watch the action and drink some beer and eat some food. And so I did today before the game. So I did get to see a little bit of practicing. Strike 3 outside corner. Good goes down looking. Short gets his third K. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. But I pretended like I was, having the UTOG experience out there and right. And I had a son of a peach Hefeweizen, and that was delicious and fruity. And I had a Mad Mac, which was a mac and cheese with crispy fried onions, barbecue sauce, pickled jalapenos, and delicious burnt ends. Line drive to center field. O'Hara gives the chase. He's at the track. He makes a leaping catch and then brushes up against the fence, robbing Jordan of extra bases. 2 down. O'Hara's had a nice day out there defensively in center. And so, Nevada's Culinary Curiosities official rating of UTOG. As far as breweries go, it's a 10 out of a 10. Love the view out in right field where the bachelor party is happening for those Ballers fans I talked about earlier. It's a great view. The beer is cold, and I love that Hefeweizen. It was definitely one of my favorite beers I've had. And then the mac and cheese was killer. Love the good spice from the jalapenos. Pitch outside from short, 1-0. And, of course, the richness of the cheese from the mac and cheese plus the savory burnt ends, perfectly tender, melt in your mouth. 1-0. Serve to center. O'Hara gives this one another go. He curves his run and makes the catch in the gap in right center field for out number 3. Shorty with his first 1-2-3 inning. We're through 4. It's the Ballers 16, Ogden 5, heading to the 5th on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Start of the fifth from Ogden. New pitcher for the Raptors. Oakland leading 16-5 here in the top of the fifth inning. So Nico Saltaformaggio is done. Enter a familiar name even in this series for the Ogden Raptors, Sean Triplett, pitching on back-to-back days. And he didn't have to throw a ton yesterday. He threw just 2/3 of an inning, but gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. He's looking to bounce back today, the right-handed hitter, facing the righty Buford to start the fifth. Ballers up 11, and Buford tees off left field. If it's fair, it's gone. No, I'm incorrect. It's not gone. It's called foul, even though it was off the wall. Hit just to the left of the foul pole. Wow, never has the phrase "if it's fair, it's gone" been more wrong, because that was foul and short of being out of here. I guess just off the end of the bat for Buford there. You got a middle breaking ball from Triplett and just missed a first pitch homer here in the fifth. Righty-righty matchup. Next from Triplett is in 1-1. Triplett making his 10th appearance, 0-1 record, 8.49 ERA, 11 2/3 innings, 20 hits, 11 earned runs, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. Buford cut and miss, 1-2. Now, before yesterday, the only earned runs Triplett had allowed this season were against the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. He had been perfect against every other team. Buford takes low, 2-2. But the Oakland Ballers did get 4 hits and 2 earned runs against Triplett yesterday. So it's 2-2 now, with Buford leading off in the top of the fifth inning. First pitch low and away, 3-2. Now, an interesting thing in a game like this, normally fans could just leave when they wanted because the game is all but over at this point. But the home run derby lurks tonight as Buford strikes out. Buford will compete in that home run derby. And I'm excited for it as Triplett gets a strikeout. Basically, the format is similar to the MLB home run derby, where hitters, each team will send 2 hitters to the plate in 2 separate rounds, and the batters will get 2 minutes to hit as many homers as possible. There are no outs, just home runs. First to Almanza is swung on and hit back into the mid of Triplett. He can run it to the bag himself, and he makes the underhand flip to Sargent for out number 2. Then whoever has more homers in the first round between both teams, whichever player has more homers wins the first round of the home run derby. Same for the second round. If a team sweeps, the home run derby is over. If they split, then it goes to a swing-off between the 2 players from each team who had the 1 player from each team, really, that had the most home runs in the home run derby's first round. Harris takes inside 1-0. So it should be interesting. It'll be Cam Buford and Christian Almanza against Ogden's Chris Sargent and Carmine Lane. So 3 righties and a lefty. Pitch low on Harris, 2-0. 16-5, Ballers lead, top of the fifth, 2 outs. Space is empty for Harris, who has had a whale of a day. 2 RBI and 3 hits, including a homer to right last time up. 2-0 count, pitch. Danny takes in, 3-0. You know he's swinging here if he gets one to drive. Danny, who was told by James Harris in batting practice today, if he hit 3 out of 5 out in the last round, as Harris takes ball 4 in and walks. If he hit 3 of 5 in the last round of batting practice, his hitting group would get another bonus round to try to hit more home runs in BP. And he has reached all 4 times today with 2 singles, a home run, and now a walk. So Triplett gets the first 2, then walks. Harris now faces Helmick, lefty batter, with 2 outs. First toss, bends in for a strike. Nice breaking ball. Nothing in 1. 16-5, Oakland over Ogden, top of the fifth. Helmick today, a walk, a single, and a ground out as he takes outside 1-1. Helmick has now driven in 12 this year. Went 2 for 4 yesterday, so has 3 hits in the series. And he swings and misses mightily at another breaking ball. That kind of looks like the action of a sweeper from Triplett. Has that big sweeping breaking ball. into the lefty Helmick. He's thrown it for strikes twice in this AB. And Helmick blasts the next one into right center field for a hit. Harris going first to third. It's booted by Stancato. Being waved home is Danny Harris. And the tag, Helmick is safe, and they don't even see Danny. Harris scores. He looks injured on the play. He's grimacing. And Helmick is safe at second. He went into second standing. And he reaches there with a single and an error as Harris scores. Ogden was sleeping. 17-5, Oakland leads the Raptors here in the fifth. Helmick blasted that single at 98 off the bat into right center field and then tried to hustle out to second while Harris was being waved home from Aaron Miles. And because Helmick tried to stretch it into two, Ogden never noticed Danny trying to score. O'Hara swinging a miss, 0-1. To be fair, though, if they would have tagged out Helmick before he touched the bag, which it almost did happen, then the run may not have counted there. 12-run advantage for the Ballers here in the top of the fifth with 2 outs and O'Hara at the plate. And he swings and misses at a good breaking ball, 0-2. It's a good pitch from Triplett. He just threw it one too many times to Lou Helmick. 17-5, Ballers lead, top of the fifth. We're just about halfway through this game, and the Ballers have scored 17 runs already. Oh-2. O'Hara takes off the plate, 1-2. I'm fairly certain this is the highest the Ballers have scored this season in terms of runs. They had a 16-run game against Ogden as well. That was in that opening series. O'Hara takes outside, 2-2. Back on Friday, May 23rd, the Ballers beat the Raptors 16-1 in a game started by Adrian Santa Cruz, who has since been cut from the Ogden team. Dylan Matsuoka, the former Ogden Raptor, got the start in that game. 2-2. O'Hara swings and misses. Had a good changeup from Triplett, who gets out of the inning without any further damage. He gets 2 strikeouts in the frame, but Lou Helmick drives home another. The Ballers lead 17-5 against Ogden as we are halfway home, heading to the bottom of the fifth on 860 AM The Answer. Seventeen to 5, the Ballers in front of the Raptors in the bottom of the fifth. And Chris Sargent will come up. It is 4, 5, and 6 to bat against Luke Short, who has gotten much better since the first 2 innings. First 2 innings, he allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. Since then, just 1 hit and no runs, facing just 7 batters in the third and the fourth inning. I'm Nevada Cullen, and here in Ogden, and I think maybe I talked about it in Missoula as well, debuted a new segment on this broadcast, and it is known as Ballers Anthems. And I'll explain what it is for those of you who haven't heard it yet. 17-5, Oakland over Ogden. Bottom of the fifth, Sargent. 2 hits already in this game and 3 RBI. First pitch, hack and a miss, 0-1. So in Ballers Anthems, I have a player come up with a song for me to listen to. I give it a full listen, and then I let you know if that player can have the aux. Well, you already know James Collier can have the aux. He's pitched back-to-back days, so he probably won't pitch today. But he's got good taste in music because Sargent hits it high and away, 0-2. The other day, he recommended me Feel So Right by Larry June and Dej Loaf. That was a good song. Gave it a 4 out of 5. Well, he's going to get another 4 out of 5 today because Collier has come up with Irie Beach Party, which is a reggae song by the Rebel Soldiers, released in 2007. Perfect song for the beach, as it says in the title, Irie Beach Party. It's a vibey, relaxing beat. 0-2 is high and away, 1 and 2 on Sargent. It's a second straight reggae song to appear on Ballers Anthems after Misty Morning yesterday, given to me by Tyler Lozano to listen. Actually, no, that was Michael O'Hara to listen to. 1-2, high and away to Sargent, 2 and 2. And James Collier, yeah, you can get the aux. You already know you have good taste in music. But you've already gone twice now. I've got to get some new recommendations from new players. Ball hit back off of short. That's an infield single. And Sargent's got a 3-hit game. RBI double, 2-run single in the first 2 frames, and then hits one back off the mid of short to start the 5th. Dylan Wilkinson is next. Ballers lead 17-5, bottom of the 5th inning, nobody out. That ball was only hit 68 off the bat, so it wasn't hard hit, but it looked like short would field it, and then it kind of bounced off the heel of his mitt, and I think that's why Sargent reached. First to Wilkinson, hits him. So 2 on with none out for Ogden here in the 5th. Some stretching going on in that Oakland bullpen. Looks like maybe Adam Bogosian, but no intent going on there. Meanwhile, some action out in left field. Chris Griffin's going to go back-to-back days for Ogden. Carmine Lane at the plate, 1 for 2 today. We'll see him in the post-game home run derby. First pitch, hit slowly, back to short. He fields, spins, fires, high, but brought down by Almanza, 1 down. Acts as a sacrifice bunt, but it was a swing from Lane, and he's out 1-3. 2 in scoring position for Kyler Stancato. Ballers leading 17-5 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kyler Stancato, left-handed hitter, facing the lefty Luke Short. Stancato selected in the first round of the Pioneer League Arizona tryout camp by the Raptors. Flies 1 foul, nothing in 1. 17-5 lead for Oakland here in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 in scoring position and 1 out for Stancato, who Evan Parker says played for Evan's former coach and mentor Jeremy Beard at Cal State Bakersfield, as well as spending time at Washington State. 0-1. Low, 1-1. Parker also said he showed great physical presence at the plate, speed on the bases, and led the tryout, throwing 98 miles an hour from the outfield. He has the prowess as a low 90s left-handed pitcher. I think we can get him to be a 95-mile-an-hour guy on the mound, and spoiler alert, they have. I look forward to working with him. Great kid in addition to our roster. Kyler Stancato bounces 1 foul, 1-2. A couple years at Cal State Bakersfield before being selected in the first round of the Pioneer League tryout camp by the Raptors. He was the 12th pick, interestingly, selected right after Isai Santos, who the Ballers have as their 26th man. Santos was pick 11. 1-2. Stancato swats it to right field, foul. Over towards the beer garden and over it. Also a playground that is attached to the brewing company out in right field, Utah. 1-2 count. Again, lefty-lefty battle. Short to Stancato. Another line drive foul right field. Still 1-2. Stancato today, 1 for 2. His single in the 3rd extended his hit streak to 5 games. He's driven in 9 runs in his last 4 games. Hoping to plate Sargent and Wilkinson here from 2nd and 3rd. Another 1-2, bounced foul. 3 balls hit foul to the right side. Taking a quick peek at Shorty's pitch count. It is at 79 before Stancato. About 5-6 pitches. Puts him at 85 on the day. So this will be Short's last frame. He wants to finish 5 and earn a win. 1-2 to Stancato. Bounced high to second. Harris waits back, throws to first. A run comes home on the RBI by Stancato, who's now driven in 10 in his last 5 games. 4-3 ground out for out number 2 as Sargent scores and Wilkinson goes to third. Brings up Charlie Updegrave, former Lewis Clark State product. Played at the NAIA level. 104 games in 3 years there. 91 hits. 103 driven in. 25 bombs. Swing and a miss there. He had 12 his junior year. 17-6, Ballers lead Ogden. Bottom of the 5th inning, runner on third, 2 outs. Next from short, looked like it was at the bottom of the zone, called a ball, 1-1. It wasn't, I'd say maybe correctly called a ball. Most of the ball's out of the zone, so I wouldn't call it a missed call. Shorty's worst start of the year. Ground ball to second. Harris over to it. Nice play for out number 3. So in Shorty's worst start, he does still complete 5 and is in line for the win. It's 17-6 Oakland heading to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for Ogden in the top of the 6th inning. Sean Triplett is done after just 1 inning of work. He pitched yesterday. So did this guy, Chris Griffin. Griffin, the right-hander for Ogden, enters. And he is the 4th pitcher today for the Raptors. And he allowed a Danny Harris 3-run bomb in the 9th inning yesterday. Went an inning and a third. That was the lone hit he allowed. He also allowed 2 walks and struck out 1. The second-year Raptor, Griffin, 9.95 ERA, 7th appearance, 6 1/3, 9 hits, 7 walks, 9 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed. And just hoping to pitch a quick 6th. Ballers with a 15-run second inning lead 17-6 here at Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah. Tatum first pitch popped up foul, out of play. It's a beautiful time of the night right now. Sun's starting to set, 8:18 local. And the sunlight just bouncing off the Wasatch range of mountains that stretch all the way from the horizon in left field to out of sight right field. Pitch high to Tatum, 1-1. The sunlight especially bouncing off of the mountains right in front of us in center field of the Wasatch Range. The rocks are orange in color. Tatum skies another one foul behind home 1 and 2. You can see little patches of greenery on the mountains. Then the sunlight bouncing in front of the mountains off of the Ogden, Utah Temple with its high steeple out in center. Shadows have covered about half the field. The right fielder, Stancato, surely peering into the sun as Tatum rips one over short and into left field. Dylan Tatum with a season-high 4 hits today. He gets a leadoff knock here in the 6th. Tatum ripped that one. Got a high heater, 104 off the bat. And the Ballers get the leadoff man on with their 16th hit.
Brings up the top of the lineup. Tremaine Cobb Jr. coming up for the 5th time in 6th innings. First pitch, a strike near the top of the zone. 0-1. Ballers up 17-6. Top of the 6th. Nobody out. Tatum with the single. 4 hits today. He's at first. Pitching the dirt 1-1 on Cobb. Nice to see this catching position for Oakland really heating up offensively. Both he and Tyler Lozano. Tatum on a 5-game hit streak with his 3rd multi-hit game of the year today and a season-high 4 hits. The former Minnesota Twin draft pick. Played in the minors from 2021 to 2024. One. Cobb takes high and away, 2-1. It's odd, the Ballers don't really have a starting catcher. They have a 1A and a 1B in Tatum and Lozano. Given the fact that Tatum was the former minor leaguer, 2 on his outside for a strike. Cobb doesn't like the call, 2-2. You would expect that Tatum to be the one that gets more of the playing time, but Tilo not only is the only returning batter, but he's earned it too. Outside 3-2. Payoff pitch coming to Trey Cobb. 10-game hit streak, 2 knocks today, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored. Grounded into a double play last time, and he takes 2 tight, ball 4. And Griffin wants to challenge it, and then he just pretends he's adjusting his hat. So no challenge issued. Thank goodness he didn't challenge it. That was a ball. So walk and a single so far against Griffin. 2 on, none out for Isai Santos. Already has reached all 4 times and has 5 RBI in the game. Santos takes high and tight. 1-0. 4-game hit streak now for Santos. Has not collected a 3-hit game yet as a pro. 5 RBI, a career high today. Hit up the middle. Nice play on the backhand. The throw to first on the double play attempt in time. And Santos grounds into a double play. First time he's been retired today. Fontenot to Good to Sargent, 4-6-3. And Cobb is retired on the bases. Tatum to third on the twin killing. Brings up Davis Druick.
Left fielder, number 11, Davis Druick.
Druick left-handed hitter against Griffin, the righty. That was 99 off the bat of Santos, so even his one time retired today, he hit the ball well. Druick takes a center cut strike at 91. No balls and a strike. Tatum at third, 2 outs, 17-6. Oakland leads, top of the 6th inning. Druick a hack and a miss. 0-2. Griffin way ahead. He's already peering in for the sign before Druick even climbs in. Finally, Druick does. Slight open stance lefty. Griffin comes set quickly at the belt. From the stretch, delivers. And Druick takes high and away, 1-2. Druick's been one of the quieter ballers today. Just 1 for 3. A run scored, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. 1-2 pitch. Druick takes in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're just about 2 hours in, and we're still in the 6th inning, which honestly, all things considered, is actually quite nice. Could be a lot worse. Next to Druick is poked to left field. Jordan is there, camped underneath. Makes the walking catch for out number 3. And the Ballers can't score in the 6th. They leave Tatum at third after his single. He is the lone runner left in the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 17-6, the Ballers lead the Ogden Raptors on 860 AM The Answer. Adam Bogosian making an appearance for the first time since Wednesday against Missoula. He did very well, got the win. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks. His first pro win against the Paddleheads last time out. Bogosian, despite being one of the choices out of this Ballers bullpen that isn't picked on as much, has a 3.72 ERA this season, 1-0 record, 5 appearances, 9 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So, he's trying to fan a few hitters today because his strikeout stuff has not been there so far this season. And he feels like that's the one place that he can really improve. He will face 9-1-2 here to start the 6th, replacing Luke Short. Ballers lead 17-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Luke Short goes 5 innings, struck out just 2 in his outing. Bogosian, the righty, against Kenny Oyama to start the inning. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts, rather, for Luke Short. By far his worst outing so far, but if he is victorious, he'll take it. Next from Bogo's outside, 1-1. It's also time to take a look around the league as we look at our Pioneer League scoreboard. And yes, this is the highest scoring game tonight. Usually I'm saying that about other games in the league. 1-1. Inside on Oyama, 2-1. Bottom of the 4th, the Grand Junction Jackalopes lead the Northern Colorado Owls 6-4. Billings leads Rocky Mountains 7-3 in the top of the 6th. That would mean the Ballers could pick up a game on the Vibes tonight. They probably will not pick up a game on the Chuckers, who lost yesterday to Boise and lead 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Missoula bouncing back from a loss to Great Falls. They lead 7-1 in the bottom of the 4th. 0-0 top of the 2nd, Glacier and Yuba Sutter. Pitch low, 3-1 on Oyama. Might as well take a look around minor league baseball at some former Ballers to see if any of them have pitched lately or tonight. They might be pitching. Oyama draws the walk. 5-pitch walk. Elliot Good bats next, the leadoff man. 17-6 Ballers. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first for Good. Nobody else. And an 11-run deficit for the Raptors to try to climb out of. First toss to the righty, Good. Outside corner, strike 1. Generous call. Oh, 1 count on the righty, Good. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Don't think Elijah Pleasance or Tyler Davis have pitched recently for their respective teams, the Eugene Emeralds and Birmingham Barons. The most recent Baller to pitch seems to be Danny Kerwin, who pitched on June 11th and threw 4 innings of no-run baseball. Ground ball slowly hit towards third, picked up in fair ground by Buford. Throw to first is picked out by Almanza for the out, 1 down. Nice play by Buford. Great pick from Almanza. Oyama to second with 1 out. Jordan is next. 17-6 Ballers lead the Raptors. Man, and he didn't get the start, Danny Kerwin, for the Greenville Drive in his last appearance, but went 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Struck out 2, did not walk a batter. So that's a great sign. Kerwin, who never appeared for the Ballers, but was a Baller on paper. First pitch hit through the right side by Jordan. This could get a run home in Oyama. Nope, they're not going to test Helmick here, who's now running the ball towards the infield. Jordan with his first hit of the game. Oyama stays at third. First and third for the Raptors here in the bottom of the 6th inning. True Fontenot next. He is 2 for 3 today. 17-6 Ballers lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, runners at the corners for Fontenot. Again, a 2-hit game for the righty. Facing the righty, Bogosian. And the first pitch hits Fontenot, and the bases are loaded. Not what Bogo was hoping for here in the 6th. Walk, ground out, single hit by pitch. Have loaded him up for Chris Sargent, who can get Ogden back into the ball game with a home run here with a grand slam. Again, looking at where are they now, looking at former ballers and how they're doing today. We do have one thing to report. Lake Country Dockhound sadly lost 5-2, but Dante Stewart had a solo shot in the game, getting his 3rd long ball of the year. First pitch is a strike on Sargent, low outside corner, 0-1. Braden Nelson, by the way, was reliever of the month for the Long Island Ducks in May. Ground ball towards 3rd, past the glove of Buford and into left field. 2-run score on Sargent's single. The throw towards 2nd to hold him there. And the Raptors are scoring a ton in this game. They put up 8. They still trail by 9. It's 17-8 ballers in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Sargent has driven in 5 today. So for Sarge, that is 2 shy of his career high and his new season best. With that 2-run single, past the glove of Buford. Tried to backhand it, it just went under his glove. Fontenot went to 3rd on the play. Jordan and Oyama scored. Here's Wilkinson with men at the corner, still just 1 out for the Raptors. Bogo struggling, but gets a ground ball towards 2nd, slowly hit. Harris to 1st for out number 2. Another run comes home in Fontenot. Raptors continuing to chip away. It's 17-9 Oakland with a 3-run inning here for the Raptors. Sargent moved to 2nd on that slow ground ball. 4-3 the RBI for Wilkinson. He's got a 3 RBI game. Wilkinson with his 4th game with 3 or more RBI this year. Had a 6 ribby game this past Tuesday against Great Falls. First pitch, ground ball to 1st. Almanza takes it himself for out number 3. So Bogo gets roughed up a bit in the 6th inning, gives up a couple of hits and a couple free passes in the frame, and Ogden gets 3 back, but they still trail by a wide margin. It's 17-9. Ballers going to the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers up 17-9 in the 7th. 3 innings left before the home run derby. It's going to be a long night because there will be the first home run derby of the season for the Oakland Ballers. Kyler Stancato, the new pitcher here for the Ogden Raptors to start the 7th inning. Ballers are up 17-9. 8-run lead for the Ballers as Stancato is the 5th pitcher to go for the Ogden Raptors today. He made his pro pitching debut against Oakland back on May 24th, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. But Sunday against Boise, 2 hits, no runs over 2 innings for Stancato, 23-year-old lefty from Glendale, Arizona, out of Cal State Bakersfield. 4.26 ERA, fifth appearance, 6 1/3, 10 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Stancato was in right field. He is not anymore. Chris Griffin goes an inning. Gives up 1 hit and no runs, a walk for Griffin. Blum is the new right fielder. First from Stancato is a strike to Cam Buford, who is just 1 for 4 today in a game where the Ballers have 17 runs on 16 hits. And he takes low, 1-1. Buford a single back in the second, a 15-run second inning for Oakland. Ogden's put up a bunch today in retaliation, 1-1 swing and a miss from Buford. They got 1 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth inning to get, I guess you could call it, back in the game. They're only down 8, and they scored 4 in the ninth yesterday, so you can't really count Ogden out. One-two pitch to the righty Cam Buford. Half swing, swung through it, 1 down. Stancato gets the K. Hey, Ballers fans, District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor coverers, proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand for top-tier training, great wages, strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future one skilled trade at a time. First to Christian Almanza misses, 1-0. Ballers lead 17-9 in the top of the 7th. 1 out, bases empty for Almanza. He swings and misses, 1-1. Might have gotten a little piece. He has scored twice today, a single, a walk. He's 1 for 3. Almanza, who some are calling the Almanac. I've seen that on YouTube before in the comment section. 1-1, he hits it high to right center field. A moonshot, but at the wall is Oyama to put it away. Let's get the launch angle on that one. 42 degrees, and he nearly got it out of here. 347 feet, not going to cut it to right center. So Almanza flies out. 2 down. Nobody on for Danny Harris, who is having his best game as a baller. Harris has reached all 4 times and scored all 4 times. And that was helped by this baller's second home run of the day back in the 3rd. First toss, did it hit his bat? I think it hit his front arm guard. It sounded like sharp, but it did not hit the bat. Now he's jawing with the home plate umpire, Zach Dart. And Dart is walking him to first base, so it is a hit by pitch. Dart rules. It was a sharp sound that sounded like a bat, but that was actually the same sound that I heard from the arm guard from one of Ogden's players. And Carmine Lane, with a little sportsmanship there, says, yeah, it hit the arm guard. It didn't look like it hit the bat, but it did sound like it. As Harris has now reached all 5 times, and Lou Helmick is next. He has reached 3 out of 4 trips. 2 for 3 today, 2 singles, an RBI, a run scored, and a walk. And Lou nearly gets drilled, but that that was a looping curveball, so it wouldn't have hurt. 72 miles an hour. One 0 count. Pitch from Stancato is taken for a ball. Challenged by Stancato. That was below the zone. So Ogden is incorrect on their second attempted challenge. Got to leave those to Carmine Lane. He honestly, Lane's challenged call was a really good one earlier in the game. And catchers are usually better than at challenging than pitchers. But at this point in the game, you don't blame Stancato. Taken strike by Helmick, 2-1. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Ballers leading 17-9 in the top of the 7th. Runner at first is Harris. 2-1 pitch to Helmick. Taken just off the plate, outside, 3-1. Ogden offensively has impressed today. 11 hits compared to Oakland's 16. But a 15-run second, the difference today. Helmick swings and roasts one. High to left center field. It one-hops the wall. Harris jogging towards third. Helmick cruises into second with a 2-out, 2-bagger. That is Helmick's 5th double of the year and 3rd hit of the game, tying his season high, which he had on the 23rd of May against Ogden when he hit a home run for the Ballers against the Raptors. Goes Oppo with that double. He got a middle fastball. Sean Anderson thanking me for the Almanac shout out. Almanac shout out. There we go. Thank you, Sean, for coming up with that nickname for Christian. High in on O'Hara, want to know. It's a good nickname because, like Sean has said before, Christian Almanza hits it all over the world. Pitch to O'Hara, breaking ball a little in and too tight, 2-0. O'Hara still the lone baller without a knock today. He has reached and scored twice. And O'Hara shoots it sharply to short, dropped by Good. His throw to first is late. Still no hits for O'Hara as Harris scores on the air. Helmick to third on the E6. Ballers lead 18-9. Top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Runners at the corners after the O'Hara sharply hit ball to short. That Good just kind of fumbled. Next is Dylan Tatum. He already has 4 hits today to lead the way for the Ballers. He's driven in 3. Have a day. Tate. How about a Tatum Tater here? Instead, he flies it too high to right field, foul territory. Blum giving chase. Oh, that's out of play. Huh. Sargent was closest to it, the first baseman. Trying to get his man Stancato out of the inning. Tatum now on a 5-game hit streak in which he has collected 9 hits for today. Has driven in 7 runs over this hit streak. 2 doubles, 2 homers. 25-year-old from Stockton. Played with the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles in 2023, the Cedar Rapids Colonels. High A ball, Minnesota last year. 0-1 to the right-handed hitter. Outside, 1-0. He needs 1 hit to match the season high for the Ballers by a player. That was Tremaine Cobb against Ogden on opening day when he had 5 hits and then won the knockout round with just 1 home run. Helmick at third. First is O'Hara. 1-1 pitch coming from Stancato to Tatum. Outside, taken for ball 2. He was drafted in the 20th round in 2021 out of UC Irvine. Spent 1 year there, but batted .278. .684 slugging percentage, 15 home runs. Power hitting catcher, that'll get you drafted. 2-1. Ground ball towards third. Backhand by Wilkinson. Long throw to first offline. Call it a 5th hit unofficially, tying Oakland season high. 19-9, Ballers lead. What do we say, Kennedy? She's taking a second to think about this one. This is the only borderline call we've seen in the game. There's already an error in the frame by Good. I feel like we could just give him a hit here, right? I think they did. She's actually really fast. I should have just checked the official score. Yeah, it is. Infield hit for Dylan Tatum. Who would have thought? 2-hit games. One from the leadoff hitter, Trey Cobb, who's up right now. The other, the 9-hitter, Dylan Tatum, as Helmick scored from third on the infield hit to third. Then a strike thrown to Cobb. Runner at second is O'Hara. Runner at first is Tatum. Ballers up by 10, 19-9. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Cobb has a measly 2 hits today. Take that, Trey. I got nothing on Dylan Tatum. Takes in the dirt. O'Hara does take the 90 to third. He says my bad, which, yes, that is kind of frowned upon to take that extra base in a 10-run game, but I mean, the way Ogden's swinging it today, we are at the point where O'Hara should not have taken third there, though. He does go on the wild pitch, as does Tatum. behind him. And Cobb laces it into center field, base hit. Tatum gets the wave. Oyama fields. And Trey Cobb has a 4 RBI game. That's his second such game this season. And Cobb has a 3-hit game, which is too shy of his season high. Well, it was a 10-run lead at first, and Ogden has 9. What's 9 plus 10? 21. 21-9 Ballers lead here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs. Isai Santos at the dish takes high after 2-run single by Trey Cobb. 21-9 Ballers lead. That's still 10 runs shy of the most the Ballers have ever scored in a game. Next to Santos is the top of the zone strike, 1-1. Santos today has reached an all but one plate appearance, 2 walks, a 3-run homer, and a 2-run double, both in the second inning. 1-1 toss in the dirt, 2-1. Ballers up by 12. 21-9 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, already 4 across in the frame. Love you too, Sean Anderson. What a guy. 2-1. Santos hits it past first foul, 2-2. Well, I think Isai Santos has to do push-ups before batting practice now every game, because this is by far his best game so far as a pro. Still looking for that first pro 3-hit game. Lefty batter against the lefty Stancato. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Taking the dirt. Good hold from Isai. 3-2. Here we go. The count is back. I used to love Sesame Street. The count is full. 8th batter of the inning, Santos looking to grab his 3rd hit for the first time as a pro. Payoff. He swings and sounded like he might have broken the bat there. Either way, he rolled it over to first base, and Sargent makes the play, 3 unassisted. Ballers get 4 more runs in the inning. RBI hits by Tatum and Cobb in the frame. And the Ballers lead is 21-9 heading to the bottom of the 7th inning on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Bottom of the 7th, 21-9. The Ballers lead the Ogden Raptors. And it's time for That's a Stretch after the 7th inning stretch. My That's a Stretch is that there will be 40 runs total scored in this game. And that hopefully is an over-exaggeration. As of now, 30 runs have been scored, 21 by the Ballers, 9 by Ogden. That's a 12-run Oakland lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning after the Oakland Ballers score 4 more in the top of the 7th. So Kyler Stancato is next, and the action's going to take a backseat here in the bottom of the 7th. 7, 8, 9 coming up against Bogosian, because it's time to pick some players to the Pioneer League All-Name team. First pitch is a foul ball, 0-1. So far this season, there have been 2 players that I think have had names good enough to be selected to the Pioneer League 2025 All-Name team. They are the right-hander for the Glacier Range Riders, Rain Supple. And then relief pitcher for Missoula. Pitch on the inside corner, 0-2, challenged by Ogden. And that was very much a strike, so Ogden's down to its final challenge. Stancato's going to be shocked. 2 challenges incorrect today by Ogden, both by Kyler Stancato, the pitcher. So anyways, the other reliever on the all-name team is Jonathan Larga Espada, whose last name means long sword, of the Missoula Paddleheads. So now, congratulations, Ogden Raptors. You're going to become the first team to get multiple selections, partially because they've had 2 series with the Ballers. So the more you play the Ballers, the more selections you get on the all-name team. 0-2 bounce slowly to first. Christian Almanza fields, flips to Bogosian, 1 down. So we have the first hitter, first of all, on the all-name team, as the Ogden infielder, True Fontenot, is the first, who joins from the Ogden Raptors. Of course, I mentioned earlier, he's one of my favorites on this team, and congratulations to True Fontenot. You are the first hitter selected to the all-name team. His last name, by the way, spelled Font-E-Not, but it's pronounced Fontenot. First pitch outside to the lefty that was Updegrave, and now Updegrave has left the game because of the pitcher hitting Stancato, and now this is Blum, the right fielder. And Blum hits one foul, 1-1. So Fontenot, congratulations. You have been chosen to the all-name team. And there will be another hitter. And it's our first catcher. It's Carmine Lane, who gets selected to the all-name team from the Ogden Raptors. And then the one next pitch of ball, 2-1. 1 out, Ballers up 21-9, which is why I'm doing this right now in the 7th inning. Charles Updegrave at the dish prior to Blum. 2-1 ripped into left. It's a pinch hit single for Blum with 1 away. But, I mean, come on. An infielder with the name Charles Updegrave. He's on the all-name team. And so not only do they have 3 hitters, I'm going to throw on another hitter from Ogden onto this all-name team. Denver Blinn? I mean, are you kidding me? Utility player, Denver Blinn, who we saw pinch run yesterday. That's 4 awesome names by Ogden. Line drive into left field. Coming in, making the catch is Druick. 2 away. And not only that, I'm going to give some pitchers to the Ogden Raptors. Nico Saltaformaggio, whose name means jumping cheese. He has been selected to the all-name team. I'm tempted to put Chris Griffin on here, but his name is Christian Griffin. If he was really named after the character from Family Guy, then I would have added it. Justin Jones is a pretty cool name. Chase Chapman. Oh, that's close. Sorry, Chase. Popped up out of play. 0-1. I think I'm going to put the limit at 5. Although Nick Cardinal, that's pretty cool. But I think 5 is enough. 4 hitters and a pitcher. We already had a couple pitchers on the all-name team. So congratulations to the 5 new members of the all-name team in the Pioneer League. As Good hits it back up the middle. Cobb makes a great diving play. Tosses late to second. And Blum is safe there on the infield hit. That was a sweet diving stop on the edge of the outfield grass where it meets the infield clay by Tremaine Cobb to keep that from leaking into center. Good with his second hit of the game as Blum moves to second. 2 outs, 2 on for Ogden. It's a 21-9 lead for the Ballers in the bottom of the 7th. We have some comments on YouTube after those names mentioned to the all-name team. It's Cole Jordan fouls one off, 0-1. Jeff Butts, don't worry. Reed Butts will at some point, I will make it official when we're at home, be selected to the Pioneer League All-Name team as the Ballers' first representative. Can't get much better than Reed Butts. That's a real thing. So, oh, it's not a real thing. Sorry, Chase. Pitch outside, a strike on Jordan, 0-2. Just something I'm messing around with this season. I think Ogden is, like, you guys have 5 selections on it. And maybe more. If I need more, I'm going to pull more Raptors because y'all got some sick names. 0-2 is outside on Jordan, 1-2. I'm talking to Chase Chapman, one of the best starters for the Ogden Raptors this season. And he's, again, writing down the speeds for his pitchers today. But, look, Chase, if I need another guy, you're on there. CH, I think that goes well together. Chase Chapman. Line drive to short, hit right into the glove of Tremaine Cobb Jr., and that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. Couple hits in the frame, but no runs against Adam Bogosian for the Ogden Raptors. As we go to the 8th, it's time for the 8-ball 8th inning. We'll tell you what it is if you don't already know when you return. It's 21-9, Oakland over Ogden on 860 AM The Answer. It's the 8th inning, and the Ballers lead by more than 8 runs. And so, you know what time it is. Those of you who are familiar with the way we run the show here on 860 AM The Answer. It's time for the magic 8-ball 8th inning, where I will be calling this inning with the help of my Magic 8-Ball app because I still don't have the physical ball. I'm so sorry. Maybe next road trip I'll finally have my own Magic 8-Ball. First pitch to the pinch hitter, Pat Monteith, is low for ball 1. Monteith hitting in place of Davis Druick. Facing Stancato, the lefty. Monteith takes away for a strike, 1-1. So the way this inning works, if you don't know, in the 8th inning, since the Ballers are up by 8 runs or more, we ask the Magic 8-Ball some questions, and it will decide our fate. For instance, will Pat Monteith get another pinch hit? He clubs one high and deep left field. At the wall is Jordan. He's at the fence. It's off the top of the wall and right back into the field of play. Monteith running for third. No one covering. The ball's thrown away. Monteith coming home. It's a Little League homer for Pat Monteith. A leadoff bomb in the 8th. It bounced off the top of the wall. The throw was wild to third because no one was covering. And James Harris, coaching third, just waved Pat home. He deserved a homer, hitting it off the very tippy top of the high wall out and left. And he gets the homer, Little League style. It's a triple and an error for Pat Monteith, and the Ballers lead 22-9. And the Magic 8-Ball said signs point to yes. So big surprise, another pinch hit for Pat Monteith. Now 6 for 11 as a pinch hitter this year. As Buford takes a strike, 0-1. What a wild, wild play to start this 8th inning. A triple and an error as that's bounced to short. The throw to first is in time by Cam Buford. Will the Ballers have another Little League homer this season? Yes, definitely, says the Magic 8-Ball. For those of you
listening on YouTube, you can submit a question to the Magic 8 Ball. Xavier Garcia has already submitted one. 22-9 Ballers lead, 1 out, top of the 8th. No one on for Christian Almanza. Outside, 1-0. Xavier asks, who will win the NHL Final, which is between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Xavier telling me in the chat earlier that the Panthers won today 5-2. Ground ball foul, 1-1. So now the Florida Panthers are 1 win away from winning the NHL Final. Will they win it in 6? The Magic 8 Ball says it is decidedly so. So congratulations to the Florida Panthers on going back-to-back. Just like the Tampa Bay Lightning did in 20 and 21. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 1-2. Chase, you a Lightning fan? Bolts fan right here? Not a hockey guy? No. Anaheim Ducks, really? Actually, you were born in Orange County. Okay, that explains it. The Mighty Ducks, love it. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2 to Almanza. I'm sorry, by the way. I know it's hard to be a Ducks fan. So Xavier Garcia's question is answered. And we got another question. Will the Ballers clinch a first half playoff berth? All right, let's see what the Magic 8 Ball says. Give it a good shake for this 2-2 pitch to Almanza. Oh, every time it's a Ballers-related question, the Magic 8 Ball app gives me an ad. So it's like it doesn't want that question to be answered. Sorry, Sean. If I were the Magic 8 Ball, I would say too early to tell. 3-2 pitch. Almanza reaches out and pokes it to second. Fontenot drops it, throws to first late. And that's an error. Need to make sure to tell Kennedy that we had a pinch hitter. That's my bad. Christian Almanza reaches on the error by Fontenot. Danny Harris is next. He has reached all 5 times today. So, of course, we got to ask the Magic 8 Ball if he'll reach for a 6th time. It says don't count on it. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. So, Magic 8 Ball being the negative Nancy here with Danny Harris at the dish, trying to reach for a 6th straight plate appearance. Back-to-back free passes earned by Danny. Ground ball towards second, chance for 2. Steps on the bag for 1, throw to first is high, coming down with it and applying the tag is Sargent, and the Magic 8 Ball never lies. Danny Harris grounds into a double play to end the inning. So he won't score for a 5th straight plate appearance, and the Ballers do score, though, on the pinch hit triple by Pat Monteith. Here in the 8th, we go to the bottom half of the inning. Continue the Magic 8 Ball 8th inning when we return with the Ballers up 22-9 on the Ogden Raptors. Sorry about the radio silence there. I was just communicating to the other members of the press box that it was Pat Monteith who hit that Little League homer in the 8th inning. Also, I do have a note from Kennedy, who's the official scorer tonight, who says that she believed, and she's not going to rule it an error, that Pat Monteith should have been awarded a home run straight away on that ball off the top of the wall. And so that's why she ruled it a triple and then scored, because she didn't want to give an error.
considering that she thought it should have been a home run in the first place. Anyway, there was an error in that last inning, but Monteith scored on the play anyways. And here we are in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch strike from Bogosian, who's trying to, I don't know if he would get the save in this game because I think he would not pitch the bottom of the 9th. I think it would be Alec Rodriguez, but he's trying to go 3 innings tonight. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Nothing in 2 on Fontenot. Ballers leading 22-9 in the bottom of the 8th inning. As we continue the Magic 8-Ball 8th, we have a question from the one and only Jeff Butts, who I think wins the award for most comments this season. He's always keeping me on my toes. And he asks, will Tyler ever let Nevada take his real 8-ball on a road trip? And the Magic 8-Ball app says it is certain. Ground ball foul off to the left, nothing in 2. And so it does seem like I will be getting to take the Magic 8-Ball on a road trip. That's Monteith in left field. He's wearing number 13. His number is usually 27. Funny story about that. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Pitch in the dirt. Tatum throws to first to complete the K. Bogosian with his first strikeout. So the reason Pat, I found out, has been wearing that 13 jersey is because his 27 jersey was left in Kalispell. They had to ship that jersey here. And will he be switching it to 13 permanently? We'll see. Be More Dem says, these streams are wonderful. I wish I could come to a game in person. Well, are you from Baltimore? With a name like Be More Dem? That's your handle on YouTube? That's my question. And we got some more questions about the 8-ball itself. Does the 8-ball like its job? Xavier Garcia. Don't count on it. 1-0 outside, 2-0 on Denver Blinn, who is pinch hitting here for Chris Sargent. Sargent's going to rest up now for that home run derby that will take place after this game. 2-0 outside, 3-0. Also, Urhaj saying 8-ball on a road trip sounds suspect. I suspect that if I try to fly with it, the TSA is going to flag it. I got flagged for my Sriracha AirPods case on the flight to Missoula. So 3-0. Strike outside corner, 3-1. And B. More Dem says, yes, from Baltimore. That's awesome. My follow-up question, are you an Orioles fan? Baltimore Orioles, along with a Ballers fan? Swing and a miss, 3-2. 22-9, Ballers lead. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases empty for Denver Blinn, who has 2 at-bats against Oakland this season. Takes outside and works the walk. So Blinn works his 5th walk of the year, the 26-year-old from West Fargo, North Dakota. Brings up Wilkinson. Blinn with the 1-out walk. That is the 2nd from Bogosian. Dylan Wilkinson next. Has 3 RBI in this game. Fairfax, Virginia native. Last played in the Pecos League with the Garden City win. Breaks his bat. Ground ball to short. Cobb steps on the second base bag. Throw to first is in time. Double play. And the Ballers are out of the inning in order. Cobb turns the unassisted 6-3 double play. Thank you for those who participated in the Magic 8-Ball 8th inning. The Ballers lead 22-9 as we go to the 9th. One more inning before the home run derby. We'll talk about that extensively in the 9th inning here on 860 AM The Answer. Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers at HEFFINS.com. That's HEFFINS.com. 22-9, the Ballers lead in the top of the 9th inning. And here in the 9th, because of the Ballers' big lead, respectfully, the action on the field does not matter much at this point. With 7, 8, 9 coming up for the Ballers, Lou Helmick will start against Kyler Stancato. And so, something that is happening with the Ballers for the first time in Oakland history is going to happen post-game, and I think it's time to talk about that. Also, Be More Dem, I realize I didn't actually address what you said earlier. You wish you could go to a game. We would love to have you, so I hope you can make it to a Ballers game at some point in the future. As Helmick hits one sharply to center field, Oyama is there for out number 1. Brings up Michael O'Hara, still hunting for his first hit of the game. He's scored 3 times. So, what is the home run derby? That's the first question. Well, let me just read what they have written, which the PA announcer will read before the home run derby. Welcome to Home Run Derby Night in the Pioneer League, a 13-week in-season home run derby tournament to crown the top slugger in the Pioneer League. Here's how it works. First pitch to O'Hara. Hits him in the back. Man, well, Mike reaches for a 4th time. Runner on first, 1 out. Home Run Derby Night in the PBL will run from June 7th to August 30th every Saturday night, either before or after the game. Tonight, it will, of course, be post-game. You can check pblhrd.com for official times. Let me actually pull up that website to look up the past home run derbies, because it started last week. The Ballers just did not compete in it. This will also be the first that Ogden competes in. First pitch to Dylan Tatum is swung on and popped up right side. Sargent and Lane over. Run out of room. Nothing at 1. Tatum looking for the first 6-hit game of the season for the Oakland Ballers. It would also be the first in the history of the Oakland Ballers. So Home Run Derby Night in the Pioneer League matches feature 2 head-to-head matchups between the top sluggers from the visiting team and the best mashers from the home squad. Each hitter gets 2 minutes to launch as many home runs as possible in a fast-paced showdown. So that means no outs. There's no 5 outs. It's just hit as many as you can in 2 minutes. Tatum hits it sharply down the third baseline, foul, nothing in 2. In each head-to-head matchup, the player with the most home runs wins the matchup for his team. If one team wins both matchups, that team wins the match. If the team split the 2 matchups, the winning hitters will advance to the last blast, where each hitter will get 3 swings to determine which team wins the match. Again, that says the winning hitter. So it doesn't matter if the second guy hits 1 home run and wins their matchup. They still go and face the guy who maybe hit 5 home runs in the first round. Pitch outside to Tatum, 1 and 2. Uniquely, the Home Run Derby Night in the Pioneer League will feature 1 gold home run derby ball for each hitter. 1-2. Tatum takes in 2 and 2. And for each hitter, if they hit their gold ball for a home run, it will count as 2 homers. Fans can also get in on the action by guessing the total number of home runs hit for each match and answer yes or no if a gold ball will be hit for a home run. 2-2 toss. Tatum takes high and away, 3 and 2. Fans registering their predictions are entered for a chance to win one of 5 grand prizes of 2 tickets and a $1,000 travel voucher to attend the 2026 Home Run Derby at the MLB All-Star Game in Philadelphia. Fans earn additional entries into the sweepstakes for each correct prediction they make throughout the season-long Home Run Derby Night in the Pioneer League Tournament. 3-2 fouled back by Tatum. Scan the QR code on the in-stadium video board or go online at www.pblhrd.com to enter. No purchase is necessary to enter the sweepstakes. See official rules for details. There's only a little bit more on this in-game, in-stadium read I have, so I'll finish it off after this. 3-2 pitch with 1 out to Tatum. And he walks. So no 6-hit game for Tatum, but he reaches all 6 times today. 2 on with 1 out. Last thing about the home run derby night in the PBL, the team with the most derby match wins at the end of the 13-week tournament will be crowned the tournament team champion, and the individual player with the most home runs will be anointed Pioneer League's home run derby champion. By the way, each winner gets $6,500, so that's a pretty sweet prize in terms of prize money, the team and the winner. Cobb ground ball past third foul. A home run derby every single Saturday for 13 straight weeks. If you have any questions about the home run derby that will be happening after the game, I know I just addressed it there, feel free to respond in the chat. It'll be Cam Buford and Christian Almanza for the Ballers competing against Carmine Lane and Chris Sargent for the Ogden Raptors. Next to Cobb outside, 1-1. Any implication to the standings for the post-game home run derby? No. No, Sean, there is not. But the knockout round, if it is needed in a game, does count for that home run derby. Cobb off the end of bat, foul 1-2, which is a disadvantage in terms of the overall home run numbers that you're working towards. If you have to play a knockout round on Saturday, that'll obviously hurt you in the total, because theoretically, Cam Buford could hit 10 home runs. Christian Almanza could hit 10 home runs in a knockout in a home run derby. They're not going to hit 10 home runs in the knockout round. That's just not going to happen. Cobb ground ball towards short, could end the inning. Flip to second for 1. Throw to first is offline. Safe is the call as Sargent pulled his foot off the bag, or at least what was Sargent. He has been replaced. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. Tatum is out 6-4. Cobb reaches on the error. First and second, 2 outs. Isai Santos next. Still looking for that third hit. This is his 7th plate appearance today. He already has 5 RBI in this game. First pitch low and away for a ball. Anthony Jones, we wish you could come too. Ryan W. is 15 in 1 inning, a Pioneer League record for this season, yes. Will they show it in flow? I am pretty sure. If not, at least you have me. But Santos takes the strikeouts at corner 1-1. But I would be surprised if they did not. I'm pretty sure we plan on showing it on Flow Sports. Also, there have already been 2 home run derbies this season. Billings and Rocky Mountain have both won. Santos fouls it off, beating Northern Colorado, and Yuba Sutter, surprisingly, lost their first one. Even though Yuba Sutter's been great in the knockout round this year. But the Mustangs and the Vibes have the early lead in the home run derby. Two outs, first and third, 1-2 pitch from Stancato to Santos. Ballers up 22-9 in the 9th. Santos takes in the dirt, 2-2. Also, Urhaj says that they're happy to hear we'll get Ballers coverage of the home run derby. Yeah, I can't wait for it. And B. More Dem says, yes, an Orioles fan, Camden Yards is where I fell in love with baseball, but I've been following the baseball news out of Oakland for years. Happy that the Ballers have brought good news. Well, we're happy about that too. And also, hey, go O's. I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan. I'm not shy about it. 2-2. Santos takes strike 3 right down the middle. And that is how the top of the 9th ends. The Ballers will finish this game with a season-high 22 runs on 20 hits, which is surprisingly not a season best, as they had 21 just a few games ago. I don't exactly remember what that was. That was Tuesday against Missoula. They had 21 hits. So they get more hits on Tuesday, but more runs today. And it's 22-9, heading to the bottom of the 9th on 860 AM The Answer. It's the bottom of the ninth. The Ballers are 3 outs away from one of their biggest wins of the year. They lead 22-9 against the Ogden Raptors. I'm Nevada Cohen. Chris Dorr is back in our 860 AM The Answer studio. Thank you for tuning in on your Saturday night. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night's all right for a 15-run second inning. That is why the Ballers lead 22-9. They sent 18 to the plate in a crazy second. And it is Adam Bogosian going for the save. Pitch from Bogosian outside, 0-1. Because Bogosian is pitching what appears to be 4 innings, that is the only reason he's eligible for the save in this game. This is the second weird save situation for the Ballers this series in 2 games. Second pitch outside, 0-2, because Sully entered yesterday with the tying run on deck. So even though it was more than a 3-run lead for the Ogden Raptors, it was still a save for Sully because of that tying run on deck scenario. 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. It's a weird rule by Major League Baseball, but it is what it is. And Bogo is, well, it's been him and Short that have combined to, can you even say hold the Raptors to 9 runs on 13 hits? I guess. But Ogden's been great offensively today. Just a 15-run second will do you. High chopper to third, backs up Buford. Long throw. He guns it high, and Almanza with a pro-level move, the rookie, dragging his foot across the bag, fading into foul ground to make the catch on the slightly offline throw from Buford. 1 away. Kyler Stancato is next for Ogden. The pitcher now. Ryan W., Oakland, Baltimore, big love between the two cities. Urhaj chiming in on YouTube with Reggie Jackson playing 1 year in Baltimore. I feel like people forget that, 1976. Line drive into center field. That will not hold up for O'Hara. And Kyler Stancato has his second hit of the game. He's played a big part today in just getting the Raptors over the line in this one. We are 2 outs away from a Ballers win and from the first home run derby in Ogden and Oakland history, as now it is dark enough to see the lights that are kind of the uplighting on the Ogden, Utah Temple, the Latter-day Saints church out in center field. 1 out, bottom of the ninth, 22-9, Ballers lead. First pitch inside for a ball, challenged by Adam Bogosian. And he is just slightly incorrect. It was just a shade high.
After review, the pitch is confirmed ball.
Pitchers, sadly, confirmed terrible challengers today. Stancato incorrect once, and Bogosian incorrect in his only challenge. 22-9, Ballers lead. 1 out, bottom of the ninth inning. Runner on first is Stancato. The batter is Blum. Takes inside 2-0. If I had to guess, I would venture to guess Chris Sargent and Carmine Lane are both at this point in the cages right now getting some hacks in before the Derby. But I honestly have no idea. Ballers lead by 13. 22-9 advantage in the bottom of the ninth. 2-1 pitch. Half swing on a called strike outside corner. 2-2 on Evan Blum, who singled in the 7th to extend his hit streak to 4 games. He is a Maryland native. I'm going to mess up the pronunciation here, but Bethesda. I know I botched that, Maryland. Flies that one to left field pretty deep. Druick backtracks and drifts around, makes the catch. 2 down. We are 1 out away from the first home run derby night in the Pioneer League, held here at Lindquist Field in Ogden, Utah. I don't think that's Druick out and left. Oh, that's Pat Monteith. That's right. Monteith entered the game and left. Pitch inside, 1-0. Ballers lead 22-9. Runner on first is Stancato. Oyama today is hitless, but has scored twice. Ballers 1 out away from a series win here in Ogden. Next outside to Oyama, a little high 2-0. It also means that the Ballers would secure the season series against the Raptors with a 5-3 lead in the season series after they split at Raimondi Park. 2-0. Oyama watches high and going down to second on the wild pitch or pass ball is Stancato. Popped out of the mid of Tatum. Feels like he should have corralled that. Xavier Garcia asking if it's been a 4-hour baseball game. Not quite. We just passed 3 hours. But we were spoiled yesterday with a runtime of just over 2.5 hours. St. Pierre and Rolando Gutierrez both shoved. 3-0. High outside for a strike 3-1 on Oyama. I think we do, Xavier. We have a good friendship. I feel like I'm friends with all of you in the YouTube chat. You guys got me through this game for sure. Ground ball to first, past the dive of Almanza and into right field. Coming around to score is the runner Stancato, and Oyama makes it a 12-run game with the RBI knock. His first hit of the game through the right side. So for Oyama, that's now 5 straight with an RBI. The 9-hitter has been driving in runs lately at a prolific rate. Thank you, Erhaj and Sean, for the kind words. So Oyama with the hit, which means Ogden now in what will be a loss has collected 15 hits and 10 runs. First pitch skips in, 1-0 on good. Bogosian, meanwhile, has thrown 57 pitches. Elliott Good up with the 1-0 count. Outside, that's another pitch that gets past Tatum. This will definitely be a wild pitch that allows Oyama to get to second. Bogo's just probably getting tired at this point. He has not thrown this many pitches in an outing this season. Entering his season high was 2 1/3. This is a new professional best for the righty out of Lafayette, D1 school in the Patriot League. Spent 4 years there before playing for the Trenton Thunder in the MLB Draft League. Bogo from Brooklyn is a Yankees fan. Ground ball, pass short and into center field. This will score Oyama. No throw from O'Hara. It's a 2-out RBI single for Elliott Good. It's an 11-run game. 22-11, 33 combined runs between these two teams tonight. It's a miracle that this game is not a 4-hour game. Bogo now faces Cole Jordan, who has scored twice, a single in the 6th inning, lined out his most recent trip to the dish. Ballers lead Ogden 22-11 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Already 2 runs across, but there are 2 outs, and Bogo just needs to get Jordan here to end the game. Swing and a miss, nothing in 1. After this game will be the home run derby. Between the Ballers and the Raptors, the first home run derby for either side this season. 0-1 pitch, way off the dish, 1-1. Little peek forward for tomorrow. We'll see a new baller, Noah Milliken, making his Ballers debut. Berkeley native out of Penn. Line drive into left. This should do it. Monteith makes the grab. And the man who hit a Little League homer in this game makes the final out. And 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits for Ogden. Your final score, Ballers win 22-11 here from Ogden. We'll step aside on the postgame show, and then we'll do a home run derby here on 860 AM The Answer.
This game was a foregone conclusion after the second because the Ballers put up 15 in that inning to win this game 22-11 over the Ogden Raptors. The second most runs, from my knowledge, that the Ballers have ever scored in a game, and the most this season, plus the 15-run second, the most runs scored in the Pioneer League in 2025. So before this home run derby, it's time for the post-game show as we take a quick look at how this went down, this game itself. I'm Nevada Cullen alongside Chris Dorr back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. The Ballers actually trailed in this game at one point. A 3-run Ogden first inning that was 3 hours ago. RBI double by Chris Sargent, 2-run single by Dylan Wilkinson. And then the Ballers retaliated in a big way, helping out Luke Short, giving him some run support in the second inning. This is what happened in the second inning. Single, single, walk, walk, 2-run double, RBI single, 3-run homer, that was Santos, single by Druick, and single by Buford against the new pitcher, Celta Formaggio. Ballers knocked out Miguel Hernandez in the first inning. And then walk to Almanza, single for Harris, single for Helmick, finally an out, fielder's choice, O'Hara RBI, Dylan Tatum RBI single, Trey Cobb RBI single, 2-run double. Santos had 5 RBI in the inning, and then a 6-3 ground out with an RBI attached, and then finally a strikeout of Buford to end it. 18 men to the plate, 12 before an out in the second inning, and the Ballers scored 15 to take a 15-3 lead over the Raptors. And there was more baseball after that, but I'm not going to just talk about the rest of it because the game was over from the second inning on. The final line score, Oakland 22 runs on 20 hits and no errors. Ogden with 11 runs on 16 hits, 2 errors. Sneakily, this is one of the worst games pitching-wise for the Oakland Ballers, but they get the win 22-11. And this game started at 6:25. It finished up just about 3 hours plus run time. We'll call it 3:05. I didn't really look. Oops. Sue me. Don't do that. 9:30 it ended up about here in Mountain Time, which was 8:30 back in the Bay on a nice night, mostly sunny until it is now dusk. You can't really see the mountains, just the outline of the mountains in center field. And the pitching decisions in this game, let's see. It will go the win to Luke Short, his first win of the year. And the loss goes to Hernandez, who is now 0-1. You know what? That is not correct. Let me check that. Short, I was going to say not his first win. He is now 2-1 this season. And Hernandez is now 1-3. And the save goes to Bogo, his first professional save. Give you the final line on Adam Bogosian. Bogo went 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So good stuff there from Bogo. And we're ready for this home run derby. And the official score, by the way, Bogo was not given the save, so we'll need to fix that, but I'll talk to Kennedy after this home run derby, because now it's time for something we've never seen before for the Ballers. It's time for a derby, a home run derby, a regular season home run derby tournament, and this is the first round of it, and it'll happen for quite a while. Oakland will host one next week against Glacier. They will host 6 total home run derbies, and I believe compete in 12 overall, as the derby will be held for the next 12 weeks of the season. And James Harris is warming up to pitch to Cam Buford in this derby. Okay, so what is this home run derby? Let's talk about it. Well, this home run derby is a tournament. As I said before, I talked a lot about it, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. But it's one where, you know what, actually, real quick before that, I forgot to say, Ballers improved to 15-8. Ogden falls to 11-12. Ballers going for the sweep tomorrow. And now I'm going to close my scorebook because this game is over. It's time to do a home run derby. So think about the Major League Home Run Derby, right? Now the way it's done, there's no outs. You can't hit into outs. Instead, it's how many
home runs you can hit in the quickest amount of time. And that's what we're doing here. The Ballers have 2 minutes to hit as many home runs as possible. It'll start with Cam Buford. The winner of this battle between, I would imagine, Buford and Sargent will get a point for their team. Then it'll be Almanza and Lane. The winner of that gets a point for their team. First team to 2 points wins. So if each team wins a round in this home run derby, then we will have a swing off where each team gets 3 swings, and that is kind of more like the knockout round because you do kind of have outs. And so if you only hit 1 home run and the other guy hits 2 in the swing off out of 3 swings, you could take as many pitches as you want, but you have 3 swings to hit, max 3 homers, minimum, of course, 0. Cam Buford's ready to go in knockout rounds this year. His first one at Glacier, he hit 5, and then last time out against Missoula earlier this week, he hit 1. Buford, the powerful right-handed batter for the Ballers, yesterday hit a home run to right center field. I should also go over the dimensions real quick before this gets going here at Lindquist Field. To left field, 335. Center, 390. Right center is 350. Right field is 335. So the righty Buford has shown his ability to hit it out to right center field over that tall wall out there, but he'd be better served pulling it down the line as he did for all 5 homers in his knockout round against Glacier. Nothing to lose here in the home run derby. You're just going up, hitting as many home runs as you can in 2 minutes. And first is Buford for the Ballers. Slam Buford, as they call him, the Chicago native hitting from the right side. Start that clock. You better swing at the first pitch or take it. As the clock is underway, now you start swinging. Buford swings, launches left field. Towards the scoreboard, it is off of the scoreboard. He's got one-on-one swing. His next is fouled off. His third swing is a ground ball. That doesn't matter. 145 on the timer. Next to Buford, swung on laced. Left field towards the scoreboard once more, and he's got 2. Now he's just going and swinging. 136 on the timer. 2 homers so far. A line drive to left center. Does this have a chance? No. Buford swings again, pops it up. 128 on the timer. He's got 2 home runs in the first round of the home run derby. I feel like an auctioneer right now. Harris delivers again. Buford swings and launches one, a moon shot to center field. He's going to keep going because that's an out. And it does fall in the outfield. Then he takes a pitch. Next pitch, Buford line drive. That's to left field. It's down. He's still got 110 to go. Buford now launches one. This is to left center field towards the 387 sign, and it's short. Still just 2 homers, still a minute left as he tees off. Left field, way back, way gone. He clears the scoreboard. That's 3 for Cam. He's still got 50 seconds left. Buford launches left field. Good. Bye. Baseball. Into the netting. He's got 4. Next pitch is launched. I don't know where it is. I didn't see it. I'm going to guess not a home run. Now he takes a bit of a slower swing and still gets it to left field. And he's got 5. Timeout called by Cam Buford. 35 seconds left for Cam, and he's got 5 bombs. I'm going to check my crew here in the booth. That one before the last home run was not a home run, right? I kind of looked down. I don't know why we all missed it. It's just, there's so much happening, and it's thanks. So I'm talking to my guys right here, Hannah and Chase Chapman in the booth. Chase, a pitcher for Ogden, Hannah, who works the TrackMan system, and it's really a 3-man booth right now. We're all watching it, trying to get it. So anyway, it'll be 35 seconds left on the timer, which shows 3 minutes 20 seconds. So they got to fix that real quick. So I guess hitters are granted a timeout. Buford's got 5 bombs in the first round, and he set a high bar for Chris Sargent. 32 seconds on the clock, I guess, for Buford. And now the Ogden Raptors are making sure he gets all 35 seconds. I love the dynamic between these two teams as Buford starts again and hits a ground ball. Next swing, he launches high to center field. That's a moonshot, and then he takes a pitch. We're still waiting for that to come down. And now he swings and powers one towards the scoreboard again. That's 6 for Slam Buford. Now to dead center field. Does this have enough? No, but he launches to left center field. Is this his 7th homer? No. Again, he just swung again and laced one. This one short. He's still got 6. Now a line drive with 5 on the timer.
And that's short. Now down the line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. And the time expires on Cam Buford, who launches 6 bombs in round 1. That is the mark to beat for Chris Sargent. There was so much happening that I completely forgot to write down his second and third homers. But Buford mostly going to left and left center field. I need a cough drop or water or something. Goodness gracious, my voice is going to be gone by the end of this. I feel like some sort of weird combination of a home run derby announcer and an auctioneer. Chris Sargent's next. Okay. So Sargent needs 6 to tie. I don't actually know what happens in a tie in this. Well, if Sargent hits 6, we'll see. It might just come down to Lane and Almanza at that point. So Cam Buford in the first ever home run derby. No, it's not going to be Almanza. Trey Cobb is going to hit for the Ballers. Wow, okay, so I was fooled. He'll hit the second round, but here's Chris Sargent, 19 homers a year ago for the Ogden Raptors. 2 minutes on the timer. He's got to hit 6 to tie, 7 to win round 1. He takes a pitch. We're underway. He swings and pops it up, and Sargent swings and pops it up again. Right field. Last one was foul. This one is at least fair. No, that's foul again. Now Sargent to center field. Hits it high into the sky, and this one will fall. 140 on the timer. And now he crushes it to left field. That'll clear the scoreboard. And he's got a loud first bomb. Second one popped up. He's still got 5 more to go, or 6 to take the lead. 127 left. He swings and crushes one. High in the sky to left center field. It will not go. Next swing. That'll go. A moonshot to left. Sargent with number 2. No, it's short. So he's still got 1. I really need to be looking at TrackMan here, but I think it's shut off at this point. He then hits one to the wall. He's still got 1 home run. That might have a chance. Moonshot. We're watching it. He swings again. That ball is short. He's still got 1, and he's got 55 seconds left. Now he laces one left field. Does it have the height? No, it's off the wall. And he calls timeout with less than a minute left. Not quite the show that Buford put on. But I know I'm not the only one who's seen the home run derby. Sometimes after that timeout, guys just get hot and start hitting home run after home run after home run. So maybe that'll be the case for Sargent here. And remember, even if he loses this round, if Ogden wins round 2 of the knockout round, then there will still be a swing off. I would imagine it will be Buford. If Cobb does not win his round, then it would be Buford. Oh, it says 2. Interesting. I don't think there's... You saw 2, Hannah? Okay. So Sargent is at 2 home runs, we're going to assume now. And he restarts and rips one with 48 seconds left. He's back underway after the timeout. He needs 4 to tie. He hits one down the line. This one looks like it has the distance. Is it fair? Yes, he's got 3. He's getting hot. That's a moonshot. That's number 4 with 33 seconds left. He goes again, left field, hooking foul. And it is foul. He's still got 4. Now a line drive. That's foul. 25 seconds left. Sargent swings. Laser. He's running out of steam here. That's not enough. 19 seconds left. Sargent, pop fly. 15 seconds left. He needs 2 to tie Buford. Next swing is popped up. 10 seconds left. Buford is just seconds away from the win. Sargent hits another pop fly, and that'll do it. He swings again, launches to left field. 1 second left. Another swing popped up. He's going to finish with 4, I think. That one that I was watching actually hit the wall, so I think he'll finish with 4 home runs. But still, a great effort from Chris Sargent Jr. And look, I talked with Ellis Beacom, who's the broadcaster for the Ogden Raptors. He told me Chris is a fantastic hitter. He's not a BP bombs type hitter, though. And for the performance he just put on, I'm very impressed. So, we're halfway done. And let's see if I should have been looking on YouTube. No, everyone's locked in so far. No comments yet. Ballers with a win in this round, Trey Cobb against Carmine Lane, would win the home run derby. A win for Ogden means that we'll have a swing off between Buford and Lane. And we're underway, but there's no timer out in left field. There's no timer. Now it starts. 2 minutes left, so Cobb basically gets some practice swings in as he has swung and not homered yet. And now he cranks one high and deep left field. The Lakequist Field scoreboard is again a victim of a homer by a baller. That's one for Trey Cobb as he goes to center field this time. It is deep. It is off the wall. Still one home run for Trey Cobb. Now a line drive. Cobb a bit of a slower pace than Buford. Swings and hits a laser towards the scoreboard in left field. It just clears the wall by an inch. Buford high down the left field line, hooking, foul. Buford hits another line drive. Watch out! That almost hit the umpire. Oh, my goodness. Buford to center field. This one looks like a pop-up. He'll swing again. 1:14 left in his round. Cobb to left field. That is high. That is far. It is out of here. 3 for Tremaine Cobb Jr. And he calls timeout with just under a minute 15 to go. Woo! 3 for Trey Cobb. Ellis just looked at me, the broadcaster for the Raptors. I'm exhausted. This is the most, because I think the one problem the Pioneer League has, and tell me if I'm wrong, Hannah and Chase, they did not say anything about the ball needing to land, which the major leagues have done a good job of trying to make sure that the batters are waiting until the previous ball lands. And they're just like, it doesn't matter where the balls go. It's just pitch, swing, pitch, swing. And we got 1:06 left for Trey Cobb. He's got 3 bombs. Buford had 6. First pitch grounded through the left side, base hit, but not a homer. Cobb takes a pitch. 1 minute left. He's already got 3, setting a high bar already for Carmine Lane. Cobb, the former Troy Trojan, is not a home run hitter by trade as he hits a laser towards the left center field wall and now smokes one to left. Cobb goes big fly for number 4 and then hits a laser foul. He's got 4 homers. 4 for Tremaine Cobb. Next pitch is laced. He's got 36 seconds left, 4 home runs. Cobb, a high drive, left center field. Does it have the distance? It doesn't matter because the next one sure does. Cobb to the left and gone. He's got 5. And then it's a laser for 6. He just went back to back. It's 6 bombs for Trey Cobb. Now he hits a laser and it's off the wall. I totally forgot about the golden home run ball. That explains some things. Cobb to left field. Is that number 7? No. Now to left field towards the scoreboard with 4. Cobb has he got 7. You bet. Trey Cobb with 7 bombs, surpassing Cam Buford in the second round. And now it's Kyler Stancato. That I was not expecting. Man, we thought it was Almanza Lane. And it's Kyler Stancato who closed out this game on the mound for the Ogden Raptors. Cobb with 7 bombs. And you know what? With the golden ball that counts as 2 homers, I've got no idea when that's being called. How is a hitter in that span when they're just bang, 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 bang supposed to say, this is my golden ball? I got no clue. Thank you, Jeff Butts. I do need a timeout. Holy moly. Okay, so Ballers are just 2 minutes away from winning this. We got some texts coming in now. Ballers 2 minutes away from a home run derby win. And Kyler Stancato takes a pitch. We're underway, and now he's going to go to right center field. That's the shortest part of the park, really. All things considered, he just misses it. But it's a high wall, so you got to really get some launch angle on it. Now he lofts one to right. I'm not even going to look at the swings at this point, and I'm just going to track the baseball. He sends one to center field on a line. Does this have a distance from Stancato? Not quite. Stancato crushes one to right field. Man, high but not deep enough. Now he pops one up into right center field. He's still going with 0 home runs. Stancato to right field with 1:20 left. Does he have his first towards the bachelorette party? Yes, he does. Congratulations, Tyler and Deanna. You've got 1. You've got 2 home runs from Stancato. Now to right field. He's getting hot with 1:07 left. Is it fair? Yes, he's got 3. Stancato's on a tear. Right field. It is. Is that gone? I think that's 4. Now that one's short. Yeah, he's got 4 home runs, Stancato. He's giving Cobb a run for his money. He goes to center field,
and he's got less than a minute left. He did not hit a home run on that last swing, but he's got time to tie it or win it in the second round. It will be Buford against Stancato in the swing-off if Stancato hits 4 home runs here with less than a minute left. He hit, was it 3 straight or was it 4? 4 in a row by Stancato. That was unbelievable. None of us saw this coming. We all thought this was going to be Carmine Lane, but Stancato has come up firing, and now here we go. He's got to get 4. He swings and flies it to center field, not enough. 52 seconds left. Next pitch. Swung on line to right field, didn't have the height. 47 seconds left. Next to Stancato, the gold ball to right field. It is short. That was the chance. Now a fly ball to right field. He could still got hot with 37 seconds left. It is short. 34 seconds. Stancato, plenty of height. Does it have the distance? No. Next pitch, laser down the line, foul. Man, he just, I guess, shouldn't have called that timeout, but he crushes this one. That's going to be 5 for Stancato. Next pitch, not hit it hard enough. 16 seconds left. Cobb is just a few seconds away from the round 2 win. 11 seconds left. Stancato swings, line drive. He's stuck at 5 with 5 seconds left. Stancato, a laser, right field, that's got the distance, got to go. 1 second left, Stancato, right field, ties it at 7. What now? No, it's off the wall. It did not go. It did not go. The Ballers win. Stancato thought he had it. Everyone thought he had it. The Ballers sweep the Raptors in the home run derby. Oh my goodness, what a finish. Here from Ogden, the umpires will convene. It would have had to been the first base umpire who would have seen it. I don't even remember who the first base umpire is at this point. I guess we got to go to Flow Sports Instant Replay. Ryan Hansen down the first base line, and the official call is it did not clear the wall, and the Ballers win the home run derby. What a competition it was. It tired me of my breath. Buford 6-4 beat Sargent in round 1. Cobb beat Stancato in a thrilling second round, 7-6. The Ballers are your home run derby winners. 13 home runs compared to 10 for Ogden. They smashed it too in this home run derby. And we're going to take a break and send it to the post-game show. Part 2, we'll talk about scores from around the league. You've been listening to Oakland Baseball at 860 AM The Answer. Are y'all exhausted? Me too. Ballers win the home run derby 13-10. Buford wins round 1 6-4. Cobb wins round 2 against Stancato 7-6. My dad just texted me telling me that I called Cobb Buford twice. So, yeah, I think I'm exhausted. I'm sucking on a cough drop right now, trying to soothe the vocal cords after a chaotic home run derby. I hope y'all had fun. I don't even know what happened. Stancato went on a crazy run on the end there and nearly tied Cobb. I don't know what happens in a tie after one round. I guess those two maybe would have had to have a swing off. And then if Stancato won the swing off, then It would have been Stancato Buford for a swing off to decide the real winner. I'm so confused. I'll tell you what the Ballers thought of the home run derby after this, after I'm done. But let's wrap up this broadcast now as the Ballers become the third winners of the home run derby in the league this season, joining Billings and Rocky Mountain. I have to see how many homers they hit. Well, actually, I can look right now. A.J. Shaver for Billings hit 10. Austin Schonard for Rocky Mountain hit 9. T.J. McKenzie for Northern Colorado hit 8. Leighton Berry for Yuba Sutter hit 8. Jack O'Dowd for Billings 7. Dane Toughlin, Rocky Mountain 7. So Cobb joins those guys with 7. And Buford slides in just under there with 6. And, man, that's a high number for Shaver, 10. Setting the bar very high for everyone else in this home run derby. Of course, the player who hits the most home runs in the home run derby at the end of this season will get a cash prize. So that's something to look forward to. Now I think it's time to look at some scores from around the Pioneer League as we wrap up this broadcast after this 22-11 win for the Ballers in 9 innings. I'm so tired. Bottom of the 8th inning, Grand Junction winning 20-6 against Northern Colorado. Billings beat Rocky Mountain 9-6. That's good for the Ballers. They pick up a game on Rocky Mountain. Idaho Falls Chuckers winning 6-4 in the 8th against Boise. Paddleheads bounce back against the Voyagers and win 10-1. Top of the 7th, Glacier up on Yuba Sutter 8-2. That is an important score because if we go to the Pioneer League standings, the Ballers then with their win tonight would match Yuba Sutter, their 5-game win streak ending tonight possibly. And then the Ballers would be tied for 4th and just a half game back of Missoula in 3rd. And the Ballers also at this point right now are a game and a half back of Rocky Mountain in 2nd. So watch out. Ballers making a push for a first half playoff spot. Take a look at some scores from Major League Baseball today. So we wrap up this broadcast. Dodgers up 10-0 on the Giants in the 7th. And I'm too tired. I'm just going to give the other Bay Area score. A's up on the Royals. Actually, they won 4-0 shutout for the A's today. Also, Red Sox beat the Yankees 4-3. I'll throw that one in there. Oh, and that's right. The Orioles beat the Angels 6-5. Felix Bautista with his 14th save. Those win again. I got to slip that one in there because you know where my heart lies. It lies with the O's and it lies with the B's. Thank you, Nancy Butts, for saying that I crushed it. All I know is I'm tired, and the Ballers win the game 22-11 and the home run derby 6-4 and then 7-6. So that does it for today's broadcast here from Ogden, Utah at Lindquist Field. Our final score, Ballers 22, Ogden 11, a final in 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Freeman and Brian Carmel, Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson, Brendan Colthurst, Ballers social media manager Isabella Haberman, and Chris Dorr back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Also, big thanks to you, the listener. We'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Sunday's Game 3 of the 3-game series will start at, I'm going to look at the schedule because there's too much happening right now. Coverage will start at 11:55 a.m. pack time. Lunchtime with the Ballers against the Raptors as the Ballers go for the sweep. That'll be on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. We hope that you can join us. Again, our final score, 22-11. Ballers score the most runs this season, the most runs in an inning with a 15-run second to beat the Raptors 22-11. And then they win the knockout round. Buford and Cobb combine for the win. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long. Thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. I need some sleep. Go home, Chris. You deserve it.